What is up, everybody? It's your boy Damien. We get to sit down with Mike Piergallini from Drift Team Haze and go over everything from car setup to Drift Appalachia to him about to compete in a Gambler to his history to his driveway to a whole bunch of fun stuff. It was an absolute amazing time, as it always is with him, to hang out and shoot the shit. Hopefully you enjoy it. Let's check it out. We are here with Mike, Mr. Piergallini.
Good job, dude. That was pretty good.
Well, we always fuck up your name on purpose, usually on the pod, so...
Yeah, you did a good job.
Yeah. So he has his own lane, which is pretty cool. So Mike is from Drift Team Haze. He is also just a close local homie, so this is the first in hopefully a long line of podcasts that are going to be kind of more one-on-one. Audio-based, we'll still have video, but it's mainly going to be, focused on some cool listening and getting deep dives with our homies and people of interest. And also porn stars, because this is turning into a casting couch.
Are they here now?
Oh, yeah, I'm banging you. No, I'm just kidding. So anyway, you got me thinking about balls and stuff, so, because we were talking about shavers. Off the air, we were talking about ball shavers. But anyway, we're going to dive into Mr. Mike. So Mike's been drifting for a while, and he is one of the first dudes that I ended up meeting locally that is a drifter to me. So when I went to Ready, Set, Drift in Poconos, I met him and Matt, who are now pretty much teammates for the longest time. Yeah, for a really long time. But when I met them, it was really wild to find out that they lived like 8 minutes from me. So it was really cool. And then because of that, we ended up bonding, and now we're friends. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
so
it's pretty perfect, actually.
Is that where we met, right? Yeah, I didn't know of you at all besides drifting at Pocono.
Yeah, Ready, Set, Drift for sure. We go back to that first time when I remember seeing your cars. And it was like one of the earlier, probably the first time seeing your car, and I think maybe it was Jeremy's S14 was there, maybe?
Probably.
And I was like, Matt, what's up with the pink cars? He's like, yeah, I don't know about those guys.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And then like the second time, I was like, dude, you were wrong. Those dudes are cool. So
that's pretty funny.
Yeah, that was definitely the first time.
Yeah. And you guys were in your Miata.
Yeah.
Matt was in his Missile.
The Hatch.
The now Missile.
Yeah, it wasn't a Missile then.
Wasn't. Yeah.
No, it was pretty nice for a bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do remember that. That was pretty sweet. That's 8 years ago?
Yeah, it would have been like
maybe
2016, 2017 probably.
Okay.
5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. Right.
So actually, it was kind of cool. I didn't realize that. I ended up meeting you guys, and I was still living in a different town, Newmanstown.
I was going to say, you weren't here yet.
Nope, I wasn't here. And then when I moved up, I was like, wait, you guys are local.
Dude, you're so close. Like, and you're right in between both of us, pretty much. Mm-hmm. So that's super ideal. I wish everyone would move here, and then we could have a big drifting town.
Actually.
Our whole team lives within, like, 20 minutes of each other, practically.
Mm-hmm.
And then plus you're here. James isn't too far.
Mm-hmm.
The Push kids aren't too far.
So Push is now like the next like team of like kind of close locals.
Yeah, like I see Nate on the regular. Like usually once a month we'll meet up. Like because I'll be near him working or something, or he'll be up this way. So that's sick. Mm-hmm. And now like Matt has his shop in town. A lot of people come here to bring their cars there.
That's true.
So we get to see a lot of the drifting dudes. Yep. Like we're really lucky in that aspect. I feel like because a ton of people only see their drifting friends at the track.
Yeah. Yeah, like Sabotage is just here getting their cars on, getting ready for final bout. And like,
like you see dudes
from Virginia.
Like, exactly. Like so they usually tell me if someone from that far away is going to stop. Because I don't work there, so if someone that far is coming, I usually get to know and swing in and say hi. Or other than that, it's a surprise. We see Quan a lot on like a surprise. I love that.
Yep. Yeah, it's pretty neat. That's another team.
Yeah, they're pretty close.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
That's wild. Yeah, it is. It's a pretty cool area. I wish we had like more of a car culture here to like go to meets and stuff. Like what we do have is kind of ghetto.
Yeah.
And it's
ghetto or like very weak.
Yeah.
Like just like a pretty much stock car or something.
Yeah. With like spray painted mirrors.
Yeah, there was one up at the Texas Roadhouse not too long ago, like 2 weeks ago, right after Jeff's car got tuned that night. Like, we got it back. I'm like, we don't ever go to car shows or car meets, but we get Jeff's car back from the dyno. It just got single cam swapped. It just got the Link ECU put in it. It just got the harness put in it.
Yeah.
And
that was like one of the first wiring specialties.
Yeah, the first single cam.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And it did perfect on the dyno. And then our buddy David hit us up, and he's like, dude, there's the car meet at Texas Roadhouse. fucking, 5 minutes from that shop, maybe?
Yeah.
Oh, can we swear on here?
No.
I'm just joking.
We probably have the worst, most vulgar podcast. Like, I was listening to Palmer's and stuff.
Oh,
and
yeah,
like,
he's super chill.
he's super chill.
Yeah.
Faction's getting a little wild, but like I still just think back to like I've said horse cum like 70 times. Like it's insane. Like we're never gonna get legit sponsors for the podcast.
Yeah, or money.
No. It's all for the sake of fun and the love of this dumb shit. That was funny because here, hold on, I'm thirsty as fuck.
Yeah. But so there was that car meet at Texas Roadhouse.
Well, it was wasn't it like? Well, it's just right down from Texas.
Yeah, it was like it wasn't the Texas Roadhouse parking
yeah.
lot, but it was just the large one next to it. And so we're like, dude, we got to take Jeff's car. My car was at the shop already that day, so like all three of us drove our cars there, and our buddy David, and like
What Dave take?
the MR2,
MR2?
with the K swap in the back.
Yeah.
And there was probably like it was a big turnout. Like there was probably like 70 cars, and maybe like 3 that I was like, this is cool.
Yeah, I feel like they were from all over the place, though.
Yeah, they came
definitely
pretty.
traveled.
They came decently far. There was a couple skylines there that was nice to see, but like we get kind of jaded in our travels and all the cars we get to see. Like you see one that has like a sloppy engine bay, and you're just like, oh, classic.
Ironically, I went to the Walmart. I took the Porsche out.
No
to go,
way.
I took the Porsche out to go get. What did I get? Oh, fucking real thin yoga mat to cut up to put underneath the like punching bag, so it doesn't slide. It's like one of those water filled ones.
Yeah.
So Walmart's cheap as shit. So I took the Porsche out to go down there, and I'm sitting in the parking lot, and I hear all this revving, and it must have been after you guys, I think, left. And it was like insane revving. Motorcycles.
Oh, there was like the
just-
bike showed up. Dude, there was
And I'm-
probably like
what
on
the
top of the 70
fuck?
cars, there was probably like fucking 30 to 40 bikes that
Yeah.
rolled up, and then we pretty much left after that to go get food.
Yeah.
But it was entertaining. I mean, dude, there's a lot of 240s in our town.
There's a shit ton. I went to Weiss over here
Yeah.
in town, and there's one like right in the back.
Yeah, there's one I see every time
We
I pick
don't
up
know
my
him.
employee.
I don't know him.
I know a few of them. Matt knows like more than I do because they kind of bring their cars in every now and then. My first 240 I ever bought when I was like 18, I think, is still in town.
It's floating around?
Yeah.
Oh, no shit.
So that's cool.
Wait, which one? What color is that?
Red S14.
Oh, it's an S14.
Yeah, red Zenke.
No shit. I didn't know that your first one was an S14.
Yeah, picked it up in North Carolina.
Fuck yeah.
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
Drove it to senior
Wait,
week
who
on
has
my
it
way
now?
home.
Who has it now?
Jimmy Hoffer.
Yeah, I know him.
Yep.
No shit.
I bought it it was like a proper just beater drift car then. Like
Right.
hockey puck motor mounts, like legitimate hockey pucks. Like straight piped exhaust, pretty much gutted. Just stock dual cam KA, and the engine bay was like pretty gutted too, if I recall correctly.
Okay.
And the dude just took it to events, but he's like a Subaru guy. He's like, I'm over it. And he gave it to me with a pair of used tires, and he was like, you should seriously go to the tire shop before you drive home.
Jesus.
And the tires were corded, so I'm glad I did that. And
Yeah.
Yep.
No shit.
Yeah. Traded Hoffer for S13 Coupe.
No way.
Yeah, like that was like before. I mean, not that I would have done anything differently, but I was into that body style, and he was like into the S14. Mm-hmm. I wasn't mad at it.
Yeah. Actually, that's a good segue. What was your first? Was the Miata your first drift car?
No, because I had the Miata after that.
Oh, okay. So what was your first built drift? Like not even built. Like what was the car that you started sliding in, and what turned you on to that? Like where did you see drifting, and then be like, I need to get a car, and what was it?
Well, I saw drifting on videos in high school because you'd get a lot of time after in class. It'd be half teaching, then it'd be half do the work that you just learned about kind of stuff. And then when you're done with the work, there's a computer in front of you.
Sure.
And then as long as you weren't a dipshit, the teacher was like, do what you want.
Yeah.
And we would just sit there and watch drifting videos. Pretty much just me. There was no one else. But 2 black S13s. I can't think of what they were anymore. The Destroy or Die guys were pretty good.
Okay.
Is that what they were called?
There's if it's 2 black S13s where they slammed on chrome.
Yeah, and then there was the 2
from Australia probably or
Maybe.
New Zealand. Yeah, or is it Tandem of Die?
There was Tandem of Die. Those were early ones for sure.
Yeah.
But there was another black car. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But watching a bunch of videos in school, early stuff like that. But I used to like, well, it wasn't a drift car, but I had a Saab in school, a turbo Saab, and the thing would like have random problems all the time. But that was back when forums were like thriving and the links actually worked and like it was enjoyable to be on and not a headache.
Dude, it's fucking nightmares now to even go on the internet.
Dude, the forums are so bad and like every answer is like you have to dig for it. I feel like that Google used to work like proper when I was in high school.
I just said this the other day. I was like, you can't even Google anything. Half the time it's an advertisement for something. It's just taking keywords now. And
that AI answer bullshit too.
Yeah, like it sucks. Like you have to dig through now. It's like, it used to be like pretty decent. Like I'd be like, I need this, and it's like, bang, there it is. Or like the first couple websites were legit.
Yeah.
Now, you have to
now
like
the first couple are all sponsored, and they don't mean anything.
Yeah. It fucking sucks.
Yeah. But so we used to I'd scour the forums to fix whatever was wrong with the car. Like the instrument cluster would just go in and out, the whole thing, like tach, speed, everything, and it's like online. Oh, you need to solder this joint, and so that's how I got into like, I guess, cars mainly, and then it evolved to like the drift cars from there. And then after I had that S14, why did I buy it? I don't know. I was just looking for a 240. I got one in one. Like I really liked all the drifting videos and everything. Yeah, I was like, we got to find one. And then it evolved from there, like the immediate quick flip of the S14 to that S13 coupe. And then I put an SR in that, and like in my parents' garage.
I didn't know you were SR at one point.
Yeah, I swapped the SR. Ooh. I learned the hard way real quick, and I was like, all right, never again. I bought it from a dude that said it was blown up. And so I was like planning on just building it in my parents' basement over time, like learning about it, like blah, blah, blah. And I take the transmission off of it, and now it spins over. Well, I go to take the transmission off of it, and I go to take the slave cylinder off. And the bolts that come out the slave cylinder are like 3 inches long.
Oh, good.
And so the bolts were hidden in the clutch as it was trying to turn over.
No
And that was the only thing that was wrong with it.
Oh, my God.
So
I absolutely fucking love when you get like, you go to buy a car, and he goes like, I just can't, I can't get it running, blah, blah, blah. And it's something so
gotta put a fuse in it.
Fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Those are like such joyous moments. I want to hear actually.
Oh, I was jumping up and down.
I bet.
I was like, Dad, check this shit out. You won't believe it. Yeah. So that was cool. And then, but I put it in and everything, which was like annoying to do in my parents' single car garage because like typically my mom, they were like, yeah, do it, no big deal. But it's like you feel the heat and the pressure of like that woman to use their shit again.
Yeah.
And it lasted like 3 weeks, and then it fucking like melted a hole in the piston. Like I didn't really know what I was doing much, but I also think it was pretty fucked from when I got it.
Yeah.
I hit the dudes up, and they were like, "Oh, we were messing with the boost controller like crazy before we pulled it out." And I was like, "Okay, cool."
Yeah, they were just cranking it.
Yeah, but I got out of it pretty decently, no big deal. And then, but then from there it was like once I sold that swap pretty much for more than I paid for it, even blown up. The dude still got it because I bought it technically blown up.
Gotcha.
So like it wasn't like I went from like a high price to a low price.
Right.
And then like sold the shell for more money, and all of a sudden I had more money than I paid for that S14. And I was like, how the fuck did that happen?
That's sick.
And then I was like, all right. And then you just keep buying them and selling them and flipping them. And like, I don't know. I've had like easily 2240s. And but the Miata came up, just another flip. Like I bought it I was like, oh, turbo Miata, that's kind of cool. And then the guy meets me at the grocery store. And I'm like looking it over. He's like, yeah, it has a stock ECU. Like I just did this turbo swap, but I didn't finish it. And I was like, oh, okay. And we go and I start ripping on it. He's like, whoa, like don't hit that much boost. Like I said, stock ECU. And I was like, all right, whatever. And then I bought it, and I drove that thing with no engine management for like 6 months probably. Yeah. And eventually cracked a piston.
I was like, you're on it, right?
I was like, dude, I don't want to lose money. Like you can't lose money. And then so I had a buddy who had a block just sitting there. I took one piston out of it, put it in the engine, re-ringed everything, honed the cylinders, and somehow it fucking worked.
Nice.
And in the meantime, I had a buddy that came over to use my shop to work on his drift car, and Matt came with him, and that's how I met Matt. And then I was like drifting, and then I went to the drift event with them like a week later, and I was like, all right, so this car that I was just building the engine and like gonna flip, I'm probably gonna like.
That's it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go hard. So then I went pretty hard on it. And
how long did you put into the Miata? Like a couple years?
Like how long did I drift it?
Yeah.
Dude, easily like 3 to 4 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because,
yeah.
well, honestly, probably even more if you consider the fact that I drifted it for like 2 years after I had the coupe. Like, I would still take it out.
I saw you.
I would take it to
Evergreen
Erie,
or, like,
Evergreen.
yeah.
I used to love taking it to Erie, dude, because you would throw 4 tires in there. Like, I didn't even have spare parts for that car, I don't recall. And then, like, maybe 1 tote. And the Miata is so light on the little dude. Like you would,
Right.
you wouldn't feel like you're towing all the way over to Erie. It would be sick.
Yeah.
So that was fun. I do kind of miss having
A little whipper, a little
not
shitter.
even just like something where you don't like want. Like every time I take the coupe out, I'm like, well, I have 4 totes full of like an entire
Right.
car. I'm gonna take them all.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, I'm not gonna get caught somewhere without like 6 tires. So I'm gonna take them all.
Right.
And also the Miata takes 15, so you can fucking like 15s compared to 18s.
Yep.
3-piece wheels compared to fucking
Yep.
XXRs. Like, yeah.
There's something to be said about like just a fun shitter, like a little seat time car.
Yeah, like I love driving
yeah.
like something up to Poconos when we have the events up there.
Yeah.
And just like drive the hatch. I'll probably take the Z up once or twice this year.
Yeah.
And just, that's always fun.
2 tires. That's it.
Yeah.
A jack and your impact. Like that's it. That's literally what
My friend's Jack and their impact.
I was gonna say. Depends. Yeah, you go. Are you driving? Sick.
I'll find someone at Poconos. I'll let me use it.
That's literally like the goal with the Corolla, the street Corolla. That's like all I want to do. I just
I
want
know
to
we're gonna be driving.
Hopefully, yeah. I need to get some bullshit. I just found out my rear is gonna be a pain in the ass. I got to find somebody local to shorten it. The dude that I had do the KA Corolla, the other one, is like, nah, I'm too busy at work. And I was like,
Oh, no.
fuck. So I need to find somebody that has a jig.
Well, he like, oh, okay.
You know what I mean? I just need it shortened. That's it. The tubes and stuff. I want it to be done properly. You know, I'm sure I can find somebody. I already put it on
Probably
Facebook.
not that hard to make a
you know?
jig. I already put it on Facebook. It was bound to be.
Yeah. There's like YouTube.
There's gotta be a YouTube on how to make a
There
jig.
There is. I'm sure I could honestly, get one of the metal wizards to do it, you know, but the goal is that, like, 2 tires in the back, cruise somewhere, we drift all day, and then cruise somewhere else, and, like, come back eventually, you know, like
Ice cream.
ice cream. Exactly. Yeah, like what we were doing in the mountains and stuff. Like, yeah, that was sick. But with cars that I can actually get side with.
Yeah, it was fun ripping in the Porsche. So
It was. Just the fucking tires.
I miss when it was black though. When we
Melted.
both had black cars.
That
Yeah,
was-
that's right. Did you do anything with the suspension?
I got to do that.
You got to make something stiffer there.
Yeah, the Corolla's going to take that car's place. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
For,
but
like,
even
mountain rips
still,
and stuff.
like
I'm going to eventually. I have to if we keep it. Yeah.
it was fun to drive it in the parking lot that one day.
Yeah, you guys got to like. Well, I
It
need
was
to put
twin
like,
drift or something. The first one.
I need to put like coils on it and
Yeah.
like actually like run it through a track would be fun because it's a blast.
Yeah, because it's not like you can run that car like wide open.
Yep.
You don't have to like. There's not too much car.
No.
That's
No,
fun.
no. Yeah, that's why it's fun. Yeah, it's cool. So you went Miata, and then you did the coupe. Were you building the coupe the whole time you had the Miata?
No, I bought the coupe just because it was a good deal. It came up. Matt was like, "Yo, this was a coupe that like John tuned. It was sold through like a couple people. I knew the first guy that took it to John, and then he sold it to just some dude.
Okay.
And that dude just didn't know what the fuck he was doing.
That was a single cam turbo already?
Yes, it had like a CX Racing kit on it.
Yeah. I didn't know that either.
It had the
shit.
Nismotronic, just stock body coupe. And we go to look at it, and it's like, I pop the hood, and there's like 3 or 4 different spark plug wires on it. It's like, it half-ass runs. It breaks up as soon as it hits boost. And the kid's mom's there, and like, you know, like they just want the car sold.
Yeah.
And so we do the deal. Me and Matt go to AutoZone. We get a Kappa rotor, 4 spark plug wires, some plugs, go put them in. Send the kid a video of me doing donuts like 30 minutes later, dude, and he was pissed.
Oh, I love that.
He was like, I never would have sold it if I knew that's all it
Really?
needed. Well, yeah, he just didn't know. Like,
Yeah.
I forget what he was trying to, like, he was throwing this at it, throwing that at it. Like,
Dumb shit.
he just didn't know what was up.
Yeah.
And
You
then,
always go to like ignition stuff first.
well, dude, it
like
was just
fuel, air,
You
you know
just
what I mean?
pop
Like-
the hood and you can like. It was so obvious that like, okay,
Yeah.
you didn't do. If the spark plug wires are 3 different types of plug wires,
Sure. Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You need a tune-up.
Right.
So, and then I had that for probably, I don't remember, like a year maybe, while I had the Miata.
Okay.
And I would do little stuff here and there. And then one day we were getting wild in the driveway, and like in the Miata getting wild. And I went from the Miata and hopped in the coupe, and like probably too many beers deep. But like one was like a proper drift car with like a hydro and a seat, and the other one's like just like a turbo, but like stock seat. And I think there was like either wet or there was some gravel on the side. But when I initiated and kicked it, like not even like the opposite of the turn to flick into the turn. It just fucking oversteered and flicked me off the side of the driveway.
Oh no!
And I just grazed the tree with the rear quarter.
No shit.
And I was like, fuck, I wanted to keep this thing stock body for a while.
Right.
But then that was like the start of, all right, well, I have to get over fenders.
Yeah.
And then it was all right, well, if I get over fenders, I need bigger wheels, bigger tires. He's like, get rid of the CX Racing turbo kit and fucking like, you know, get something decent going here. So
I love that there's like a little pinnacle moment sometimes that somebody has where it's like it could be anything. Like I've seen it happen where people are like, this car's going to stay clean. I'm not going to do much. And then they find like a rust hole. So they have to fix that anyway. So then it just goes from like this clean car to like fully built. Like
I mean, it was pretty hosed. Like the whole quarter was like fucked. So I was like, man, I don't think I'm fixing that.
You just had to. Anyway.
Yeah. So that snowballed then from there, but it was like definitely a good snowball, especially because I could build it while I had the Miata. So I got to keep drifting and everything. I kept the CX Racing manifold for a while. I think at one point we like put a V-band on it.
Oh, no.
And that's when I put the precision on it.
Okay.
And then it was a pretty good deal. I bought the precision and prefab cage that like the prefab cage was still wrapped up like from the shipping department.
Okay, like saran wrap.
Yeah, like somebody bought it, like the shipping labels are still on it. Someone bought it, never did anything with it. Matt ended up with it, and he ended up with this precision. And I got both of those from him for like $900, like nothing.
Oh, shit.
And I caged my car by myself.
Yeah.
And put a V-band on the manifold. And I was like, dude, that's like in the game pretty cheap. You know, that manifold did me good then for like the turbo did me good, not the manifold. The precision did me good for like 4 years, and then it wasn't even that fucked, but I sent it back and got it rebuilt. But now we're past that on to better technology. With the new Blaux, but then when Neverlift came out with their manifold, that's when
you went with that. Yeah,
I got blessed to no longer need to bring the welder to the track, dude.
Yeah, because I'm sure that CX was just like
it was
hole.
Yeah,
crack,
I mean it
crack.
started with the Miata. The Miata had an R-Tech manifold that was like pretty solid, but it was early like technology R-Tech. I bought the turbo kit that went on the Miata because the Miata had a bullshit CX kit too when it started.
Okay.
And then I found this R-Tech kit when I was like, all right, I'm going to build a proper drift car.
Yeah.
Tile wastegate, and then like a TD06 16G turbo off of eBay. And I bought all that used and put it on, and everything was like pretty mint for a while. But the manifold would crack once, and the fucking turbo kept falling off. So we'd welded the manifold at like the hotel after the event or whatever, like whatever. And then eventually I was like, fuck it. I welded the turbo to the manifold.
Yep.
And that thing's still good to this day. It was drifting last weekend.
It was literally,
And that's like, dude, that's almost 10 years, right?
That's crazy.
Probably like 2016.
Yeah.
Because we started the team in 2017.
eBay turbo, right?
eBay turbo.
Yeah.
And the thing still makes no problem making boost. And it sounds wicked because of how beat the turbo is. No filter forever. Like there's so much rubber on the fins. It's crazy because you have had an eBay turbo for like in the last a year?
No, 2.
Yeah,
Gave it 2 years, beating the shit out of it, and it was like maxed. Like it wasn't supposed to be that, and even that, I was stoked on.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because for how cheap it was, I was like, no, if I get a year out of this, I'm fucking stoked.
When I welded it to it, the
10
manifold
years is crazy,
dude. When I welded to the manifold, I was like, well, when it goes, I'll just V-band it.
Yeah,
and it never went.
Yeah,
and I was like, what the fuck?
And the best thing about, I don't know if anybody's ever heard his Miata, it has such a different sound.
Dude, I think it's because of how beat the turbo
supercharger.
Yeah, I think it's because of how beat up the turbo is. That thing sounds cool.
It's my favorite sound. Like it's so cool.
Yeah.
I don't understand it.
I do sometimes miss like just being rowdy in that thing.
I remember watching you put it up against the wall at Evergreen and it just glowing red. Like everything's glowing red.
We've done that quite a few times for sure.
I can't believe that's a testament to like turbo Miata stuff.
Dude, those
like for sure.
Yeah, and the tuner, JK tuning,
that was Mega Squirt.
Yeah, that's on the Mega Squirt. Like the Mega Squirt Plug and Play 2, I believe.
Okay.
And it's not the one you have to build because like that's some fucking janky shit.
Oh yeah, there's some other ones you have to like solder.
Oh,
and, like,
there's
put it
100%.
together.
That was like I bought a Turbo Miata as a parts car to part out and fund it pretty much. And like, dude, part out a Miata, you can do that shit in like a night.
Yeah.
Like people will just flock. I had 3 guys show up and I just sat there and was like, have fun, dudes.
Yeah.
And then
It's like the Garage Wars or whatever. You just open your
dude, the car just
like,
fell
bidding
apart
on-
and cash fell into my hands. But there was a Mega Squirt ECU that's just like a silver little box that like you full on have to like solder all the wires into and like solder different pins for
Fuck
different
that.
things. Yeah, and then so I sold that and then just put like $100, $200 on top and bought a used Plug and Play. I was
Plug
like,
and Play, yeah. That makes sense.
And that was like solid instantly. John did it got tuned one time. Mm-hmm. Never needed tuned again.
That's another thing. That's a big thing too. Is like the tuners got to know, like they got to know what they're doing, and like somebody like John, where he like wrote software. For
he's like
stuff,
he's not like a car dude. Well, he is a car dude, which is great, but he's a computer dude
guy.
first for sure. Yeah.
Like I just trust him.
I love the fact that he's not chasing like numbers or an Instagram post or like looking.
Doesn't care.
Yeah, he doesn't want your business.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, he wants you to not come back.
You're
so,
like, yo, I need a tune. He's like,
yeah, but he wants you to not have issues, which means he doesn't want you to come back.
Right.
So he does a really good job and makes the tunes like smart and safe. And like what he also doesn't do is like Band-Aid. Like if your car is missing something, if it's not done correctly, he'll be like, dude, this needs fixed.
Yeah.
Like your car now runs and like you can start it and stuff, but like fix this.
Right.
It doesn't make power.
right.
Instead of like Band-Aiding it and then making the power and then being like, okay, yeah, fix that and your car and we can redo it later.
Yeah.
And then no one ever does that and then they blow their car up.
Of course. Yeah. Oh, speaking of that, I do have a line. I have your fucking one of the wastegate lines.
What, you took it off my car?
No, at the tune. Remember my?
Oh, yeah.
Matt ran down and stole it from you.
How prime was that too? Because I was just drifting. So like I was drifting
Oh yeah, that's because
the
you had
weekend
you had your
before.
stuff.
So my van was full of all my spare totes. And then I took Gilly's car that day. Why was I there?
You're tuning yours.
Oh yeah, I did tune my car that day.
Yeah. Because we made almost the exact same numbers minus like 5 horsepower. I'm like 5 above you.
Yeah.
But dual cam, single cam. So I'm sure there's something.
I ran out
dumb.
of fuel, which was odd because, like I run a stock fuel rail with a stock regulator, and when I was tuned in the past, fueling wasn't really an issue for me. And I think
You're like capped.
I think I swapped the rail, like, because like anytime I take the injectors out and have them cleaned, I'll clean the rail and then I'll spray the rail and make it look nice again. And I think the last time I did it, I just took another stock rail I had that was like already pretty clean and sprayed that, which has the regulator on the rail. And I'm wondering if like that, just the spring and that other regulator is like old and weak.
Yeah, you never
the one
know.
I put on the car.
Right.
But she's ripping plenty. I'm
At
not
the
too
same
worried
time,
about
though,
it.
It's like 400 horse. You don't need.
Yeah, the extra like.
It's like.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind. I don't know. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with where I'm at.
I was gonna say
because I think that like it makes me commit more. Like if you're running with a faster car instead of having the horsepower, you're just you can't lift when you transition, dude.
Right.
And then you get set up way hot, like on a nicer line.
Yeah. No, I mean you drive aggressive, so I could see that too.
Yeah,
Have to.
I gotta like.
Depending on who you're driving with, of course.
Yeah, for sure. It's weird. It comes in waves. Even though we've been driving a lot, I guess I've been driving a lot aggressively with the boys, but I like get over aggressive sometimes at the wrong times, and then you're like, motherfucker, that fucks my transition up or something like that.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel like maybe last year, or the year before, we were together a decent a bit for like a few events in a row where I wasn't doing that. I was like, I had my timing more dialed. Like my timing was still good this last weekend, but I could have dialed it better. I was getting there.
Yeah.
I really like the transition on the left-hander at the end of pistol grip. Okay. So like you bang like the left-hander that's really sharp before the uphill and the right sweeper to end it right in front of the judge.
I know what you're talking about. Yep.
And if you don't choke yourself up and you give them room on that left-hander and you transition like just before they do and you just stay in the throttle and float over the hill and then you're on their door, that's like the most exciting thing. But I always choke myself up in that left-hander because you're coming out of like the really tight right-hander. It's a short area to transition before the turn. And then the turn's really like short and shallow.
Yeah.
And you're like, get the fuck out of this turn. Get the fuck out of this turn.
Mm-hmm.
So that's was like has been on my mind.
Oh, really? That you've been thinking about your driving? Like, do you do that a lot? Do you sit back? Because like I do that. If we drive an event, after the event, a good like 2-3 days after, I'm just thinking about, oh, I should have done this, or next time I could do this, or I should have dove here. Or, you know, like, I go back and I look at every single, like, I think of every run and what I did and how I could improve it, or where I fucked up, or what I should have told the boys.
Yeah.
Because that's another thing, like, is communication. And, like, this last time, we usually have walkies. We usually have, like, a spotter.
Yeah.
We didn't do any of that.
Yeah.
It was just like, let's just fucking drive. And it was good because of that. But at the same time, I was like, man, if I would have told him to go wide on that certain section, I could have, you know, been right in the pocket, you know. But like it was kind of more fun because I had no clue where anybody was going to go. So it's like,
that is exciting.
Choose your, you know, you're like, whoa, we're doing this.
We never do walkies. I think we did it like one time where like we practically threw mine out my car.
Yeah, well, you have a lot too. You have a lot of dudes. I mean,
yeah, and we also probably didn't have the best walkies, so they were like,
oh, yeah,
you couldn't hear anything.
You're like, what?
Yeah, exactly.
What?
But also, like, I don't really want to like. Generally, if you need to tell me something, we already know what the fuck needs to be told.
Yeah.
But this last time, with that being said, we probably had like 4 or 5 communications. Like, just what was nice about the grid didn't take a long time, but it took a little bit of time.
You had enough time to kind of
like pull up next to someone and be like, you know, that last one, you can go wider. You got another car length behind you. Like, get out wider on the last turn.
We did none of that.
And then you locked it in. We did like a few of those, and we were dialed. Dude, what I didn't know was.
And we're talking about Summit Point.
That's funny. I was literally just about to like, they don't even know what we're talking about.
Final bout, Special Stage East. It was literally 3 days ago.
Yeah, it's kind of a good time for us to have this podcast because we have something to talk about.
Pile Up Podcasts. Storeworks.com. Pile Up was like, send us an ad. And so we sent them this ad, but we forgot it's a podcast, so there's no voiceover. So here's your voiceover. Use promo code Pile Up, save 10% on coreworks.com.
Have you been looking for a way to keep your hands looking cool at the track or even at the shop while you're working on your car? Maybe you're just self-conscious because you have weird-looking hands. Whatever the reason, Limited Glove Company is here for you.
Damien showed me his boobs.
I went behind that. I was like, whoop, boobs. I wish that's what I did.
But,
yeah, definitely good time.
Forget what the fuck we were just talking about.
Well, so anyway, the communication and all that and running the lines.
Yeah.
I feel like I fucked up and I didn't talk to anybody. I was in like a weird headspace of new brakes. So Chase Bay's booster delete, by the way, is absolutely fucking amazing.
I hear a lot of people saying that.
But it's new.
Yeah,
so
it's not the old version. Because there was the original one.
I think there was.
And a lot of people were telling me they don't like that one, or they didn't like that one, I should say. But everyone I've talked to that's had the new like 6-to-1 ratio.
Amazing.
Everyone loves it.
Amazing. So I want to do it on the next other Corolla. I even want to do it on the Verosa.
Yeah.
It's just, it takes some getting used to because, you know, you're used to power brakes with a booster. There's an assist. Mm-hmm. But that booster, you hit the brakes, you know how it starts to go down a little bit and then it changes?
Yeah.
There is none of that. It's consistent depending on your pressure. But you have to learn that it's consistent depending on your pressure. So if I need more, I just got to press more.
Yeah.
But you're learning that. Like, this is my first event with it. I did 4 laps at Pocono and got, like, comfortable enough with it.
Probably didn't even do that much left foot braking there, though. Or
No,
like braking
not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all. And I use my brakes for pivots a lot. Like, I don't really left foot brake. I use clutch slipping.
Yeah,
technique.
it's funny. I actually like noticed that too a lot, that in the transition videos when people are behind me and I see the video of me, my brake lights flash. Like almost every transition.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a big brake driver. So it was a big deal that it was new. But I've driven harder at Special Stage East this last weekend than I've ever done.
Yeah.
Because I felt confident in those brakes.
Okay.
Because normally, you know, you hit the brake and it's like, it kind of sticks a little bit and then it's too hard or then it's too, you know, whatever. It's just, easy, but I was testing it. Like, it's a brand new fucking system. So I was just like...
Yeah, and you can dial it in too, so it's not like it's just going to be good to go out of the box.
It was really sick. So one of the things that I'm proud of myself, and I'm not normally like one that's like, I was like, good job, Damien, was my transition timing and my, like, literally, like, getting into somebody's, like, zone right
pocket.
there. Yeah, right in the pocket, and able to pop out and go right back in because of the brakes.
Yeah.
Like, because of the confidence.
Solid.
Like, it was fucking sick.
That's dope.
So, yeah, Chase Bays, you did a good job.
I want those because I'm tired of popping brake boosters.
So that's the other thing. It's less bullshit.
Dude.
Like, I'm so sick. If you can, that's why I love having manual rack, though, too. One less fluid-filled bullshit thing.
Yep.
Like, I mean, electronic brakes wouldn't be good. You know what I mean? Like, that's not.
Yeah,
something.
for sure.
But, like, fluids, I fucking hate in cars. Like, they just suck. But, like, having one less mechanical thing that can fail is super cool. And also, with that booster delete, it's like the dual pocket dealio. So if something blows out in the front, you still have, like, a safety measure to stop. I like that, too.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, where something else, you just melt your reservoir, and you're like kind of fucked.
Yeah,
I mean, there's still like
We got
something
that
in
hydro,
it.
but
Grab that hydro. No, it's pretty cool. So I was stoked. You guys seem to do. I mean, you got second place, right?
we did, yes.
You got second place.
I think it was because we
Well deserved.
were like,
You were on
let's
it.
have fun.
And yeah,
Like other in the past years, we were like, let's win.
yeah.
Which like we won last year, but like I said, it was because you guys weren't there and Front
That's not
Street wasn't
true.
there. But this year, we were just like, let's just have some fun. What upset me, which is, I remember now, this is what I was going to ask you. I did not know, we were not told, like I feel like everyone was not told, that if your whole team isn't driving, every lap you get deducted a point.
I did not know that either.
Until right now?
No, wait. If you have 4.
If you get judged with 4
Yeah.
and you drive with 3, every lap's minus a point automatically.
Never knew that. Who
And
said that? Who told you that? Because make sure Martino's not fucking with you if it was Martino.
The judges told Tom that, I think, and
Okay.
Tom like talked with Simba about it or something. I
Yeah.
forget. And like it was like, yeah,
No
Martino's
way.
deducting a point. Like they're deducting a point for every
Yeah.
time. And I was like, well, if we would have known that, we didn't drive with like the first maybe like half hour to 45 minutes of whatever the session was for the comp. We drove with just Matt and Gilly and I because Corey had a valve cover gasket failure.
Yep.
And
Jeff was having intermittent problems too.
he had intermittent ignition problems.
Yeah.
And Corey took his valve cover off and RTV'd the gasket and then put it back on. And we were like, dude, you shouldn't even, like, just don't even take your car out for the presentation. Let that shit dry. And then we came back and he's like, I'm just going to let it dry for the comp too. Like, you know, like, you don't need me. You guys will drive great. And at the same time, like, we'll just boogie, like, for the rest of the time. Instead of, if we rush the RTV job, then we have to do it again. I'm going to be bummed. I'm not going to drive later. And I was like, that's a good plan. And then Jeff was like, yeah, I'll just hang out with Corey. Like, no big deal. Like, I don't want to, like, my car to cut out in front of you guys. Like,
So you were losing 2 points.
I don't know, 1 or 2. I don't know.
Right.
But then
I didn't know that. That's
and then
funny.
out in it was funny because we texted the group chat and we were like, all right, like, fuck it, it's been long enough. You guys should come out, you know. And then they came out and we had fucking heaters.
Yeah.
And it was a great time and like.
Well, they're taking top 3 runs though too. So as long as you got the boys out and did at least 3 runs,
We did, but I don't know if
But I'm
they,
just saying
like,
it wouldn't- it
dude, the
shouldn't-
first few were heaters too, I'll be honest.
Oh, yeah.
It was
When
the
it's
3
only
of us.
3, it's
and then the
usually the
judges
best.
weren't even out there for the fucking first 2 laps. You
Really?
motherfucker. Carl, what the fuck were you doing? You were getting a beer, weren't you?
he was probably smoking a cigarette, like doing
Dude.
the normal Carl
Yeah,
stuff.
squatting over there, fucking smoking a cigarette, dude. Fucking PJ was
shit.
taking a shit, I think.
Yeah, he
yeah,
does that
dude.
a
We did
lot.
3 fucking heaters coming off, banging the roof. We're stoked, and then all of a
Oh,
sudden
man.
we sit there and wait for 20 minutes as the truck with PJ and Carl and everyone in the fucking back of it goes onto the track.
That's
and I'm
amazing.
like, I didn't even see that.
Yeah. That's amazing.
But no, it was all good times. It was just like,
I mean, it does kind of make sense though, because I agree with if you show up, like those teams that show up with like 11 fucking dudes.
oh, I agree. Like that's
you need to drive with them.
yeah,
But-
because if you don't, it's also bullshit. Because it's like you're just getting people into final bout.
And the other thing I don't like is when it's like 11 car fucking teams and they break off into two
Yeah,
teams.
also,
I
did
don't-
Proceed do that shit? One of them did that.
I don't know.
The
but
1 year. I
Proceed
forget.
if you're doing that shit. What the fuck?
I forget who
boys?
did it. I could be wrong.
Cheating.
But
Cheating.
I agree completely. I didn't really like see it, I guess, from that aspect of it this time, because it wasn't like, dude, you're driving like shit, like, don't drive with us. It was like, yeah, don't drive your car now so that we can drive later.
Right. I wonder, it would be cool if there was a little bit more communication. They should literally have somebody on grid that's running up and down to be like, oh, Hayes is, you know, there's only, and he has like information.
Yeah.
Like, it's only for you. Where's the other guy? And then, oh, Corey's broken. And then it wouldn't count. Because I know that they do like to see the whole team, unless somebody's broken.
Right.
So then they shouldn't really deduct. You know what I mean? Like, that would be cool. Plus, like, at the very end, Smooth Brain, like, I felt really bad for them because they sat out the whole comp. They're waiting for me or Rich to get done with our bullshit runs so we could get something judged and then get in there. And then they were allowing one of us to sub for their other car because it blew up.
Yeah.
So Rich subbed, but it was like towards the end because we just had like our bullshit where we fucking smushed.
Yeah.
And Rich was like, well, I can go out real quick. And then they got 2 runs in, not the third because it ended. And they were
they should have gave him the third.
They were
an
in
extra
line,
one.
and they were like, "Okay, you guys are done." And I was like, "Oh my god!"
That's
like, so
why.
if there was communication, like, "Oh, they need one more,"
Right.
Just finish it.
Yeah.
Like, just get it. So it's
And I feel like everyone would have allowed it too.
of course,
Just with
yeah.
the
All the
communication.
teams would have been like, "Hell yeah, like go."
Even the
boys."
judges, I feel like even
Yeah.
Simba, like it was just they didn't know.
I'm pretty sure the Summit, guy is just like, "Okay, it's
the
over.
time, yeah.
It's the time," and
they're not
they
looking
were
at their
pissed.
paper being like, oh, they need one more. And,
right,
Yeah,
because they don't know.
yeah, because I also
from
don't think
out
the
there.
Summit guys are. Yeah, they're not dialed in with the.
Just something
sure.
cool. I mean, I like to think of that stuff as a coordinator. I like to kind of use it even in my own stuff too. Like watch how things go as a driver, like kind of put it in there. Simba's really good with that shit, and I love the way that he's running this stuff. But especially like with that, like I didn't know about the 2 points.
Yeah.
Or like the points.
Yeah.
It's another thing.
There should be like a fucking big bulletin board, like in
Yeah.
the drivers' meeting about like they go over what they want to see. Well, like what about like our like actual
like
deal
how it
breakers?
works. Like
Yeah.
the bones
Yeah.
of the competition.
Some of it seems a little loose sometimes.
Yeah. So the only thing I'll say to that is it's something that I'm starting to pick up more and more is the fact that Final Bout is a competition, but it's not about the competition.
It's up to like interpretation. And
yeah. And realistically, like the journey and the winning part of that is just getting the invite.
Oh, 100%. That's how we felt every year.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
And
just like
but
we
other
only came
teams
here
don't.
to get to go to
Right.
Wisconsin, and
Yep.
like I'm not going to Wisconsin to win either.
Yeah.
Like I mean, I honestly don't really ever care. Like I want a trophy I can take home. If I can't even take that trophy home, I don't want it.
That
Do
is
you
true.
get to take it home?
No, you don't. I
Yeah.
don't think so.
So-
you might be able to like maybe you get to like no.
I forget if you keep it for a year or not.
I don't know. Because then you have to bring it back. And what if like something happens and you can't bring it back?
Right,
Like
you
that
gotta
would
ship it. You gotta make Mac come in and pick it up.
Yeah.
But
I wonder. I think it stays there.
yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, I think you can-
But anyway, like it's not about the trophy. It's about driving that track for like
Because we're already on the trophy. You're on the trophy already.
really all
Yeah.
the names going.
Yep.
Interesting.
I'm looking at the fucking trophy as it's sitting on like I think it was sitting on the Lean Sense car. And I'm like,
Is it the new one though that Mac made or the old one?
I think it might be the newest one.
Okay.
But it has. And I'm like, Car Shop Karoshi. I was like, motherfucker, we're already on it.
That's funny.
I was like, that's so cool. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Because that's kind of the vibe. I think it's like you made it.
Yeah, that's what
You're
it's
on
like-
it.
Yeah, we've made it for sure, and
Yeah.
like Chicago along the way is always a great time. But
Exactly.
Like, yeah, it's a special one. Even like the Airbnbs and like with the boys and hitting the lake and
It's a whole
dude, there's so much good
experience.
stuff to do in that town. Did you ever go to the Harley Davidson out there? There's like
No, we went to a pawn shop though. That was also fucking great,
That's
bro.
cool.
Yeah, James
Harley
had,
has,
this
like, a
leather
whole
jacket
museum.
on, and shit. Like it was, and he ripped it. It was
Oh my
so
God.
good.
I was gonna say why I haven't never seen him in it. Now I know why
no,
he didn't
yeah.
buy it.
No, he like quickly just put it
Yeah,
back
put
in the
that shit
rack.
back on the shelf.
Justin was gonna buy this like hoverboard thing. Like it was just classic. Yeah, I mean, like when
That's
you're with
funny.
a bunch of fucking idiots, everything's just,
Yeah, and the store's got the good
oh,
stuff
yeah.
too, like
it's
that.
just dumb.
That's funny. You guys had a good thrift store in Poconos too one time, I think,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It's funny.
Thrift stores are the best. No, that's cool. No, I'm glad. Congratulations on the second place. That's cool.
Yeah.
Definitely, like you earned it. From what I seen, I didn't see anything until after.
Yeah,
'Cause you
we
don't-
were
you don't get
saying
to see anything.
as soon as we were done, like I think because we came off maybe like 20 minutes before the comp runs were actually over.
Oh,
And I was like, dude, we should go.
watch.
Let's go watch. And
I
like,
wish it was better viewing there.
and then we don't. Yeah, because like to view that one, you have to go far
All the way
away
up and around.
The bridge course viewing's pretty sick.
The bridge course is nice, tight, and technical. The only problem is you can't see the end, which would be sick to get like that third gear.
Oh, fourth
like,
gear, baby.
For you guys with the CDO9, I'm sure, but like just like ripping it. You know, that's dangerous as fuck though for some of these people. You know what I mean? Like, cause
for sure, I was even getting sketched out a little bit, especially when it was like patchy out there.
Oh, if it's rainy, I wouldn't even hit
but then
it.
Gilly got in front of me, dude, and was like swinging that thing and roasting through that turn, and I was like, all right, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So then I got right behind him and just laid into him and clutch kicked in the transition.
Yeah.
And it was just like, I was like, okay, I get it now. You just have to be a man.
Yeah. It's a man.
Like,
line.
don't touch the hydro. If you touch the hydro, you're fucked.
Yeah, and don't look at that 5-foot run off of grass.
I hate that. Dude, I look at the inner clip too much, and I always like drive to it then, like on that turn. Yeah. Because like you said, like they talked you out of it in the driver's meeting.
Yep.
And then, but
no, it's worth hitting. It's fun.
Yeah, he was hitting it good.
Yeah, I did that, I think, with PJ in the car for the first time. And I was just like, dude, this is so sick. But, like, I was following Chad for most of it. So, like, if he didn't get out of the way, I'm just like, we were going because he was in the stock Miata.
Yeah.
No, that's cool. Yeah, it's a good time. But I like when, so competitions bug me because I'm not a very competitive person. I want everybody to win. I like the jam session stuff. But I also understand that it's, because I run events as well, you can only have so many things going on. You can only have so many teams invited to a main event. But I hate that I don't get to see anything. I like to know.
You want to see everyone else's scores? Because you get to see your own.
Yeah, but I want to see.
I'll show you mine.
No, I just want to see.
You show me yours?
Yeah. Without the scorecard?
Yeah.
I want to see, like, I want to know that my friends are doing good. And I can't see that.
Oh, you mean literally at the event? You want to watch everyone?
At the event.
Yeah, dude, that's
I didn't
what,
see
like,
anything.
Yeah, I hate competitions because of the, like, how much time I feel like you're in the car, not drifting, and not only you're not drifting, you're not seeing anything. You're not with the boys.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
I agree.
a lot. Because, like, we it's a joke. But I was like, okay, Carl's judging, PJ's judging, fucking Martino's judging. Front Street gets the win.
Yeah.
Like, and it's a joke. It's, like, funny. You know what I mean? But, like, I'm saying that they're joking around because I can't even see them drive. And then the day after the event, I see some of the banger runs that they did.
Oh, they drove great.
Dude, like, stacked.
Yeah.
On the shittiest turn at the end
100%.
where I was like, how?
Yep.
Like, your cars have to be the exact same.
No, they drove good for sure. I think it helped that Tom's car was fucked up a little bit. Like, it definitely wasn't. He was having, like, feeling issues, so they tossed him in the front and they can run him down a little bit. I liked how it worked out. Like, I'm not upset about anything, but it's always nice to have, like, some of the slower dudes in the front.
Yeah.
But we were all figuring out new cars, like...
Strategies.
Jeff's car's, like, all brand new. Well, no, we all were figuring out new cars. Jeff's car's brand new, and Corey's car's pretty brand new. He has a new turbo, new exhaust.
FD car.
Yeah, it is pretty fast, dude. Motherfucker got a knob in there, you just twist. And let's go fucking super fast.
Is it like a dial?
Yeah, him and Matt both have fucking boost styles because they want to be race car drivers.
Man, I kind of like that though. I'd like to have something like that.
Dude, I would just keep that shit turned up.
I mean, I like the idea because I like the Corolla. Well, I guess I'm building another one that's going to be NA. I won't need it. It'll just be one. Just go.
Yeah, no, I guess it would be nice. I've never had. I say I would just keep it turned up, but I've never had a car that I felt like was too much power. I've driven cars that are too much power. Like, I get to drive people's cars at Poconos and stuff.
Yeah, you're like, this is too, like, you don't need this.
You just do want. Like,
right.
How often do you go to track, you want to drive this thing? But my car's, like, all around enjoyable most tracks. Like, the only thing what annoyed me about Bridge Course was the run-up, dude. Getting into fucking third gear, like...
It needs to be back further.
Yeah, they need, like, I need 5 more car lengths, ideally. It's annoying. And then just clutch kick. It's like, I'm not going the speed to be in third gear, but that's like the rest of the track. You want the, you know what I mean, the gearing. But
no, that's funny. I want to talk about your iconic...
Hold on, can I talk about...
You can talk about whatever you want, baby. This is all you.
Can we talk about what happened with you at Final Bout? Because I haven't talked with you about it.
The cool thing is, this is going to come out later. Next Wednesday is like our pod.
Yeah.
Where we talk about all this. So this will be after.
All right.
So, yeah, let's talk about it.
Yeah. So,
what happened with me as in driving?
All right. So, I want to know what happened with, A, the crash.
Okay.
And B, I want to know what happened with you as far as like, I felt like you put in a lot of effort for this one. You put in a lot of effort in the past. With this one, I felt like you really wanted it. And I want to know the highs and the lows and how you feel in the end about how you approached it.
Damn, look at this. I'm like on the hot seat right now.
Well, I
this.
saw like your like little story post about like quick like snippet about you had a good time or whatever,
Yeah.
and there's like stuff you want to change, and I was like, I wonder if like, because we've been there too, where like we try really hard for 3 months, 4 months before.
Yeah.
Not like we do most of all of our own cars ourselves, where you're like painting everyone, so you're doing like quadruple duty.
Yeah.
And you're designing
That's a good
everything.
question.
And you're doing all this stuff, and like even the amount of work we put in on those times where we tried really hard, it's like you smash your shit and you're like, fuck, dude.
Yeah.
And we didn't even smash them that bad.
Yeah.
So I wanted, that's what I was wondering.
So for me, this final bout was rough, but it was only rough because the work that went into it beforehand was just overloaded. So by the time we got to the event, I was already burnt out.
Exhausted.
I was exhausted.
Yeah.
So
And now we're staying up late.
and then you're just everything's just ridiculous. But
And the work also starts when you get there. It's like unload everything.
That's
Make
what
sure
I'm
your
saying.
teammates unload everything.
Yes.
Make sure everything's dialed.
Yep. Oh, you got to organize this meet. You know, like it doesn't
Yeah.
stop really.
Yep.
Like Monday was crazy to just be like, fuck. You know what I mean? Like after
I
felt,
fucking loved it.
Yeah, I loved it.
I loved it.
I took a nice chill day. No, it was. So if you saw my post, it's funny because some people reached out and like, "Are you okay?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, no. People don't. I think.
Well, I got to see you at the pool and ask you that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I told you I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm
I could
good.
tell. I was like,
I
pumped.
had a blast.
Yeah.
It was just it's like it's a roller coaster when you're there, and it's a roller coaster beforehand. So I think all my anxieties and everything just kind of hit afterwards and a little bit during.
Yeah.
The crash that didn't bother me. Like that doesn't. In fact, I'm very proud of my boys because in 5 years of us doing team stuff, this is our first
You guys
smush.
been doing good.
Like we never smushed. We've always avoided a lot. So it was inevitable. It's not. It's not James's fault. You know what I mean? That it happened.
So what happened with the crash?
So James led. Chad was following, and then me, and then Rich.
Okay.
James got no test runs. James hasn't driven his car in 2 years.
Right.
Or
We all understand. So he looped it a little bit in the front.
he looped it. And
I didn't watch the video or anything.
Chad being new to following, but also very fucking stoked on him.
Yeah.
Chad's sucking up and like
Yeah.
doing it.
And he's got the car that does that too, where it's like,
He's doing it.
Yeah.
Like I was really impressed with Chad's driving.
I was impressed with Jazz driving too, like even before this weekend in that car.
He's doing really good. I'm
Yeah.
so excited for him. It sucks that he got the worst of what happened.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because it just that's how it works. You
Yeah.
get the rarest car. You know what I mean? That's
Yep.
the one that's gonna get fucked.
Yep.
But what ended up happening is Chad, I think he's not used to avoidance that much.
He's got that boat too.
And he's got the boat, but he's always leading.
Yeah.
There's never anybody in front of him. And when there was, he was in his little tiny Miata. And James is actually not bad at bailing.
Yeah.
He goes fucking straight off. He gets out of your way,
Right.
which is sick. This one, he got into the dirt, I think, a little bit.
Yeah.
And there's no coming back from that.
Right.
So, and being as low as he is, I'm sure it didn't help
They
either.
probably just like fucking curved him.
It was just like, whoop. So Chad hit his brakes in a whoa, trying to spin with him.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm going to burp. Excuse me. Trying to spin with him. But what ended up happening is it was at the spot where it's my time to suck up.
Yeah.
So I'm right there.
Yeah.
So when he just tapped the brakes, instead of, if he would have went around a little bit, we would have had a lighter tap.
Yeah.
His rear end hit into my door, like right in the crease,
Yeah.
bringing my front wheel real fast into his door.
Yeah.
So that's what happened.
I
And
gotcha.
Rich saw James spinning because he was back farther, because Rich was having car problems too.
Yeah.
So he wasn't really
And
confident.
also in that
his
turn
shit.
though, like that turn curves so much that the fourth car can really see the first
You can
car
see
like
it.
exiting
Yep.
the turn.
I couldn't see James. His chop top.
It's all so low you can't even see it now. It makes sense.
I literally was like, I'm focusing on Chad because
Yeah.
I'm assuming, and it was a slow spot.
Yeah.
So even if we were going to smush, it's like probably
Yeah.
one of the better spots.
Uh-huh.
It just happens that when he he backed in,
Yeah.
that whip is what sucked.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it would have been fine. It would have been like a little like boo.
I get it. I've done that move a couple of times where you rotate with the guy that rotates in
Yep.
front of you, and it works out.
Yeah, I was close to almost like missing him minus that tail. So
Yeah.
if he would have whipped it in, and we'll like talk about that and shit, and because he's like, yeah, I don't know. He's like, I have no clue what I'm doing yet. So I'm like, you're doing fucking great.
Oh yeah.
But I didn't think of it like, usually I'm paying attention to all the cars in front of me, and this time I'm just seeing big ass Chad.
Yeah.
He went from the littlest guy to the biggest guy. So I didn't see anything but James's ass out, but he was in the angle to like transition back. Mm-hmm. The other thing I want to find out is he maxing, like he doesn't have like crazy knuckles or anything. So like was he at lock and rotating?
Yeah.
Because he doesn't have it. Where like if you had like, not cheater angle, but a little bit more angle, you can kind of float it out.
Yeah.
You
That
know?
wheel's probably fucking hitting the wheel well too.
I bet you. Yeah. But yeah, so the accident sucked, but I was more upset for Chad. Chad already got doors. He got 4 doors. He actually ended up finding his GTR headlights, taillights
yeah.
that he wanted.
That's awesome.
He's set. I'm already working on. I have my door hopefully coming this Friday, maybe.
Cool.
And then Mako boys are going to help me get. I want that to be perfect.
Yeah.
Like where the latch is. 'Cause
Yep.
my door won't open.
Yeah.
So currently, I have to get that fixed first.
Yeah.
But the rest of my car is 90%.
Cool.
Like good to
Nice.
go.
Yeah.
And Rich probably already fixed his bullshit, whatever he was going on. But the event was good. I just got a little stressed out at some of the other political stuff and some friends things that are like in the mix, which
Yeah.
bothered me. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But I'll attend to them afterwards. And I like to clear my headspace because in the moment, like you came over several times and you were probably like, whoop. Like, didn't you say you like came over to talk
Oh, I
to
walked
me?
over one time to talk to you for a second, and I was like, oh, he might be pretty serious. And then I think Corey and Sarah walked up, and I was like, I'm not going to find out. And I just walked away.
Yeah.
But that's why I was very happy to see you and Chad at the hotel at like fucking 10:30, 11.
The pool party?
Dude, I thought you guys were leaving.
Oh, really?
Like obviously, like I would have put the car on the trailer, at least like Chad's right
Yeah.
away, because
Yeah,
like
yeah,
you're not
yeah.
going to drift that thing again.
Right.
But
We did a heater lap after that, by the way.
I believe it for sure.
Because, Chad was like, but I said to Chad, I was like, bro, don't drift angry.
Yeah.
I was like,
don't do it again.
He's like, no, I'm good. And I was like, you better be good because I know what happens. Because I was good. I just want to make sure he was okay.
Yeah.
And he like went, got his stress out in like 2 minutes,
Yeah.
came back and was like, it happens.
That's
I
good,
was like,
dude.
fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah, that's a
'Cause
solid attitude. That's
that's
why
a
I was
solid
stoked to
attitude.
see you guys. Like, I'm like, all right, cool. They're not too upset. They're handling it well.
Yep.
Everything's gonna be cool. So that's good. That's all I wanted to know.
But we needed 2 more of those heater laps.
Right.
Because the other laps that we had, there was some straightening and there
Yeah.
was some bobbling,
Yeah.
and that's new car mixed with chasing somebody that's,
So I was just
in-
driving, dude.
yeah.
You got to get the laps in, and
Yep.
like, if you don't keep getting laps and laps and laps
Yep.
in, it's gonna, even if your car is dialed. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like riding a bike. We got to ride the bike all out in the first time,
Exactly.
in the first place.
Yeah, so that when you get back on it,
It's
you're
familiar.
comfortable.
Yeah.
Yes. So I was good, but if I didn't have the killer laps in the morning that I had,
But you
where
were
I
looking
was-
for it. You're
that
like,
I was
we have
proud of
this.
my-
We're dialed.
I was proud of myself and the boys. If I didn't have that, and that we made it, I would have been really just upset. But I don't really get upset because the one thing I thought about, and I just talked to Rio, called me and he was like, "You okay?" And I was like, "Okay, I'm good."
That's funny.
It's like being pissed off that you have too much money.
Yeah.
Like the people that are mad about drifting and whatever, we're so fortunate that we can do this shit. So it's like, if I was super mad about oh no, somebody, we crashed.
Yeah, it's super from the outside.
First world
it looks
problems.
terrible.
It,
Yeah, when people overreact like that at drift
Yeah.
events, it's dude.
grow up, dude. There's people that are dreaming to be a quarter of what you're doing right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's one of those things where I stay humble with, that whole vibe. We're living we're doing some fucking rad shit.
Yeah.
And
We're kind of cool. Just
no, but we're doing cool shit, and it's just one of those things where, we're still in a fever dream with what we're doing.
Dude,
so.
yeah, I never believed we'd be doing this stuff.
That's what I'm
And then never believed that I'd be friends with we'd just be not all of your friends are drifters. My life is surrounding drifting. pretty
Yeah.
much. So that's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's neat how it works. So yeah, that's one of those things. So yeah, I was all good. I appreciate you asking. I appreciate that you care. That's cute.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
The thing that I was saying I want to make some changes is I want to focus on myself. I want to focus on my driving. I want to focus on my program. I want to get the main thing is like I want to get that streetcar done right now. I want to have the ability to jump in the streetcar to go do fun events. And then, because right now I have one working drift car, which again is a first world problem. But the idea of having you know what I mean? When
when you
really think about it.
Yeah, there's a lot more problems when you got 2 working drift cars. Fucking, it's just twice as much shit you got to fix.
It is true. But yeah, that was what I meant with that is that I learned a lot about myself.
That's good.
In my driving techniques and in what I'm doing and the future of the team. Because I have this gave me like a big glimpse of like we're doing some pretty cool shit. Let's keep going.
Yeah,
I
agree.
want to focus them.
People are excited.
Yeah, I want to focus them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, I was stoked for you boys. Stoked for everybody. It's almost one of those things where I wish everybody could experience Wisconsin.
Yeah.
I wish everybody could, get it.
For sure.
But they will if they keep pushing. That's all it takes. Just keep going.
Keep pushing.
Hey.
Push.
Is that a push reference? Those boys were on it.
Yeah, they were doing great.
They're doing good. They're
like, and what's cool is they put in a lot of work too, and they were driving like they don't give a fuck.
Yep. All the cars were like mangled at the end, which they always are.
Yeah, and like they're all like none of them are total. They'll be all right, but they kept their spirits up and threw down pretty good. I was happy with those dudes for sure.
When you're showing up to a fucking half style event, half driving event, and your paint's still wet, like it's dedication.
Yeah,
like that's what it takes.
Dude,
so
for
like
sure.
They're doing it,
and then like. I mean, I feel like it's getting away from that, and like Simba said, like East Coast is going pretty hard these days in these events. But like, even the first ones we were at, like, there's drivers that like, dude, that's a sick car. That shit looks nice. You put in a lot of work, and then it's like, where are you at in the jam session, dude? Like,
right.
I don't see your car.
Yep.
Let's party.
Yep.
Or you're driving by yourself.
Yeah, or like your spacing is just like,
yeah. You can tell like you don't drive the car all the time. Like your transitions are off. Like, yeah.
No, I will say that, and I mean Simba's saying it too that we're getting some drivers too, which is sick.
It's crazy how many are coming out of like where we're at, and like Jersey too, obviously, which isn't far away at all. But like even like Poconos had 3 of the Final Ball teams at that.
That's wild.
A week before, 2 weeks before, I think.
Yeah.
So that was pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
We're spreading.
Do you need a really fucking sick livery for your drift car? Maybe you just want a bunch of stickers to throw at people. Hit up New School Vinyl for all of your adhesive back laminated vinyl needs.
Drift maps. Filter events by organization, state, and more. 400 plus events, from grassroots to competitions. Save events directly to your phone. Make sure you visit driftmaps.com.
Hey, I want to talk, before I forget, because you brought it up and I want to talk about it, the iconic Mike driveway. Let's fucking talk about it. So you have this, and, it's a private driveway. Nobody go to fucking Mike's place. He's got cameras. He'll shoot you. But there's been
That wouldn't be the first time I threatened to shoot someone on the driveway.
Nice. Really?
Oh yeah, dude. There's fucking like hillbillies down the road that try to like do drugs because they think it's like, oh, ain't no one on this road.
Right.
And then like,
when it's dark, probably.
Yeah. Fucking they go
It's
and
lit
score
up.
their fucking meth like 3 miles down the road, and then they're in the driveway, and then you go down here like, I got your license plate, and I'll be back with my gun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez. I want to know the history. When was the first time the driveway got rowdy, and what was it?
Dude, I smoked a lot of weed to remember that exactly. But, I mean...
Was it like Miata days? Like when you started doing all that stuff?
100%.
Or was it before? Like...
Nah, like we didn't really have... Like the Miata, like went to the shop like early days, dude. Like I was in the Miata in that shop like way early. So yeah, it would get rowdy, but like that was before I even knew the guys or like we had the drift team or anything. Like we'd do burnouts and stuff in the driveway, or like David would come over in a front wheel drive car and we'd do burnouts, and then we'd get bored with that. And he would like, so my buddy David has like race cars, like drag cars or front wheel drive Hondas.
One of the fastest. He's got like
fastest EF. in the United States, in the world, I think.
In the world.
Yeah.
That's very
7
cool.
second EF.
Yeah, that's very cool.
But like he'd bring cars over, and it's like, you know, you can't do donuts in them or whatever. But so we would just do launches in them, and like only like I don't know, an eighth of the quarter mile is paved, but there is a full like quarter mile. The rest is just stone.
Oh, I was going to ask you how long it actually is.
Yeah, it's like almost a quarter mile on the dime. And we're doing these launches, and then like eventually it's like, all right, well, fucking, he just stays in it, and we're going up the stones, and the thing just starts fucking swapping back and forth, going up the lane, and like you know, like scared laugh, where you're like laughing and you can't stop laughing, but you're like, we're literally gonna die, we're gonna roll this thing,
right?
And we didn't, but that was like some of the early memories of getting wild for sure. But we used to like, dude. Memorial Day, 4th of July, like all that stuff. I forgot how rowdy we would get sometimes. And then the videos pop up, and you're like, damn, dude, we were doing like 20, 30 people parties, like but it was a lot of fun because we didn't care about the cars then as much.
Right. Yeah, you're like kind of
like someone would have a dead battery install their car, and you're just like pushing them with your car every time, or someone goes in the ditch, and then you fucking back it up into the dirt and fucking roast them. Yeah, we had a lot of fun times. I mean, or like the friends that couldn't drive that would fucking like you just like watch like this.
Yeah,
and you're like have the tractor already started to pull them out.
God, that's funny.
I mean, I've had plenty of fucking mishaps. Not to say that I'm a good driver. Like I've driven like straight through the fucking turn, like jumped down the gully, but like you just drive it back out, everything's fine.
Yeah, it's soft down there.
Yeah, like sometimes like there's no runoff, and it's like I'm not gonna go into a tree. Well, again. So you just pick the big open field.
Right.
Yeah, it's a fun driveway for sure. I don't know.
It's sick.
I would love to. I should drop the money and like pave more, like
concrete it. It's cheap.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I'm gonna concrete. I've already like thought about it long enough. I'm definitely gonna concrete the inner clip and like the outer.
I love that you call on your driveway the inner. I love that.
Oh,
you can
dude,
say
like
the inner.
There's for sure an inner clip of the driveway, and when you run tandems and like you really want to bump the guy, you usually bump him off on the like end of the outside turn.
Okay.
So I would like to do like another foot of like concrete probably there too, which would always be easy to just chip away and get rid of if I wanted to.
Yeah.
But we thought about it, and it's like if you're gonna pave on extension, you keep pave after it's a one right-handed turn. It's just an L. But at the end of the short L, you keep going to the right, so it just kind of makes a U.
Yeah.
And then if we would go left, right where you park your trailer.
Yep.
Don't come steal Damien's trailer.
Yeah.
There's like the fucking, it's like a little bit of a hump there. Like you know how next to your trailer it drops down? Yeah. So it could be like a U into an S, and there'd actually be an elevation change in the driveway drift track, which would be fucking pretty sick.
That'd be wild.
But like I'm not.
If anybody wants to take give donations for this too.
Yeah. You can just send them to Damien, and then he'll give it to me. Yeah. I don't want to GoFundMe. But like I don't know, like paving the whole parking lot in the front, I feel like would just kind of be a waste because I don't really want a parking lot. And then also, for all that money, I could just build like an actual racetrack behind the place. Yeah. But then my neighbors are pretty cool now.
But you never know.
I don't know how cool they'd be if like we wouldn't stop.
Fucking laps.
Yeah, like we would never stop. We would never go to other drift. Well, we would go to other drift events, but it would just be like, dude, every day we would be out there. Yeah. We'd have to get muffler, quick attachments, like 3 of them. Yep. Everyone gets a V-bend and double muffler.
Oh, that'd be crazy. What's the worst? So Jeff ate it. Your haze
you
member,
want to tell? Yeah.
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 Oh no, we're airing out. Underwear.
Yeah, that one. So
out.
Jeff told,
but a lot of people have, right? Didn't Devin eat it?
Yeah, Devin ate one there. So Jeff totaled a chassis on a tree after I did a tube front and a cage in it.
Oh, it was after? Like you did all that work and stuff?
Yeah, I don't even think we got like to the season yet.
No way.
But that car was like through a solid life with him and his brother. They drifted on it. They learned in that car. So that was fun to rebuild a second car with him. Then it was a good bonding experience with your teammate. And learned how to build the cage better and shit. Not that there was any failure. Actually, the front end and the cage held up really well, but it was just like all the little stuff we were like, I wish I'd have done it this way. We got to do it then, which was fun. Yeah. So he got one in, but now like is golden. He's solid in the driveway. And then Devin that was a funny one because we weren't drifting the driveway like we normally do. We were at my neighbor's across the street, and I was in my Miata, and he was in a hatch. and we were coming back from my neighbor's, like on the normal road, and we like kicked it into the driveway.
How's that possible? It's a fucking jump.
Well, he was just like a madman, didn't care about anything, and I had the Miata, and I already didn't care about that. So like, kicked it in, and then he was, like I said, like a madman in a polite term, I guess, and then just swapped way early. I'm like, dude, this like we got to be like somewhere near where we normally initiate, and like he's trying to fit like a whole manji in, like when you couldn't even.
Yeah.
And he swings all the way to the left and just goes so far out, and there's a concrete cauldron that like is where the pipe goes underneath my driveway for the drainage.
Yeah.
And clips it with the rear wheel, jumps in the air, and then ends up like on the other side, on the right side of the driveway. So he was on the left, ends up on the right. And I was on the inside when we came in, so I was on the right side of the driveway. And it was like a fucking Fast and the Furious, like driving over Dom at the end where he flips, and like Devin's like going like this, and I'm driving like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And we both get to the turn at the end of the driveway, like stopping, and he like wide-eyed looking at me, and he ripped like every suspension arm out of that wheel.
Jeez.
Like bent the sub.
yeah.
I had the bent subframe behind the shop, and
Yeah.
I don't know why I think scrap metal, but
That's
yeah. So they totaled that one. I can't think of any other cars that really got toasted. Like we definitely beat the Miatas up like a mother. Like the Miata and the hatch.
Yeah.
We would thrash those things in the driveway.
I think my first driveway experience was a little party you had.
Yeah.
And it was like first lap out, Matt just went right into the swamp
Yeah, it's funny.
and then got stuck.
It's always a good time.
And it was just, I was just like, so this is the mood. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it was great. The vibes were like perfect.
Oh, dude, it's sick. The neighbors like come out and watch on their propane tank. The other neighbors
So
come
cool.
over and watch on their side by side.
Yeah.
Like everyone's very chill. The vibes are very relaxed.
You're very lucky.
I'm so lucky. Like shout out to my grandfather for buying 26 acres for practically nothing in the 70s, and then
That's super cool.
yeah. So I'm super lucky.
So what's the future stuff going on? So now you guys are doing Appalachia. Are you're not going to Final Bout 8, correct?
No.
You're smiling. So
No. As a good teammate, we are not going to Final Bout 8.
okay, you're still grinning. So
Dude, I said what I said.
okay. So that's your plan. You guys wanted to do other stuff.
Yeah, we'll do other stuff, and like
Because it's expensive. For people that don't know, those kind of trips are insane.
it's expensive, but it's also like, okay, you have to take off work for practically like most people can get away with a week, but like some people it's kind of falls like in between their work weeks.
Yeah.
Like Gilly works weekends, so like he almost needs to take off like 2 weekends. And then just like, people this year, like a lot of the people on the team have bigger commitments. Like Corey's getting married, which I think is the week before.
The week
so
before.
it's like you're not even gonna ask.
No.
And then Matt just bought a house. So like obviously, that's a big undertaking financially and time consuming.
Jeff is going into space.
Yes, with that new car he built.
Yep.
So he built it so well, it's going to take him right to space. And I'm just.
You're just you. I know for a fact. I know for a fucking fact. If somebody was like, "Yo, let's go," you'd be like, "I'm down." I know you would be down.
Yeah, I'm pretty down for anything these days. Yeah. Bachelor Mike's fucking up for anything.
So you guys are planning on doing just like other further events? Right?
Yeah, like I would love
What's
to
on
go
the
to the
schedule?
pond.
Okay.
That one's not necessarily on the schedule yet, but we're doing more at Summit for sure. I think probably at least one, maybe two before DOD.
Why do we not do that?
We said that we went to DOD last year.
Every year.
And we're like, dude, the drive here is like nothing.
Dude, it's the best drive.
You get to
any
choose
event.
so many options too for what you want to stop at.
It's so beautiful. It's
Yeah.
like one.
Okay, I don't know about beautiful, bro. You're driving down 81.
I'm saying for me, it's just one road.
Oh yeah,
That's
it's
beautiful.
straight and flat.
It's straight, flat.
Like you go to Poconos and it's like Poconos is I think 15 to 25 minutes shorter of a drive, but it's so hilly and shit. You're just like,
And then Club Loose, you never know. There's a gamble of like you're
and
gonna
it's-
run into this. You're gonna.
and
run
even
into
if you
this.
don't, it's still like over 2.5.
Yep.
But
Yeah, it
it's
takes-
so simple to get down there.
Yeah.
And like when you go to New Jersey, Englishtown, it's like you take the turnpike, you don't have like options.
Right.
And then, but you go eat one, like you have everything you want.
But you can
and
stop.
Waffle House.
And
Fucking love
bro.
Waffle House.
Another reason I had a really good weekend.
Yeah,
was
you had Waffle House. Oh, yeah.
It was Waffle House, and I don't ever eat Applebee's, but I love their. I don't know why I'm getting into food, but their boneless bites with their buffalo sauce, but their garlic.
You're the sauce
butter.
guy, bro. You're always getting like, let me get the
Double dips.
sauce from the
Double
entree,
dip.
but I'm gonna get it on the appetizer,
Good,
please.
so good.
Dude, you're classic with that. That's
I love
funny.
Yo, give me the sauce. They should call me Damien Sauce.
We will soon, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of Applebee's either. I wasn't pumped when I heard that the fucking meat was there. But Chad did get me excited about mozzarella sticks, and I got those.
Huge fucking amount of
They
them.
were
too.
also-
and they're long boys.
And they were fucking good. I won't,
See?
like, if you're gonna cook everything out of a bag, mozzarella sticks are pretty acceptable.
Yeah. Everything out of a bag.
Yeah.
I like
The
that.
margaritas that were fucking terrible.
Watered down.
And they tasted, it was like too sugary. Like it was like Gatorade.
Oh, okay.
Like Gatorade. Now don't get me wrong. Like the tequila was there, and for like I was from the first sip, I was like, these suck. And then to the bottom of the third glass, I was like, these still suck, dude.
On the seventh one.
Dude, I walked
was
out
like,
of there
what
with
the
like
fuck?
heartburn, and I was like, I don't even know exactly what heartburn is, but I'm pretty sure I had it. Like my throat was fucking burning, my chest was on fire.
Oh,
I was like hardly intoxicated. I was like, Gilly, this sucked. But then we went to the Mexican restaurant the next night, and the frozen margaritas made up for it.
Okay.
Those were good.
Yeah. Because you didn't want to go, there was no hibachi because you didn't want to recreate or have the
I've
memories
never, like,
of Barry dying.
That hibachi place from the first day has not been my favorite because of how moist the floor is.
Ugh.
Like you slide from the point you walk in the door to the point you walk out, and I hate it. And then, but everyone, like, it accommodates a lot of people. It's easy.
Yeah.
It's in front of the hotel, so like I'm just like, like I said, I'm down. Whatever we're gonna do.
There's also a fucking IHOP that I didn't realize.
I also cook their food in microwaves. I don't want to eat at IHOP.
IHOP is International House of Pancake.
Fuck
It's an
IHOP.
actual house.
Fuck that shit. But yeah, so the last time we went there, when we had our scare with our friend.
Yeah. So for those that don't know, Barry Digital Adrenaline died. He died and was resurrected at the hibachi last year.
Becky brought him back to life with CPR.
It wasn't CPR. It was voodoo.
Okay, I believe it. She's a little bit of a. She would seem like she'd be into voodoo.
Yeah, right.
What's that Scooby-Doo movie where they do voodoo?
Scooby-Doo
You know what I
movie.
mean?
I have no fucking clue.
They go to fucking Mystery Island, I think is what it's called.
Animated or not animated?
No, not animated.
Oh,
Dude,
I've
you
never
watched it?
Never seen those.
Put it on your list. It's a good
No,
one.
I don't know if I can.
You really? You don't fuck with like
I don't know.
a real life Shaggy?
Shaggy.
It wasn't me.
What the? You know what? I've seen the actor because it's the dude from Scream, wasn't it? Or
Yeah, that like tall, skinny dude. He was
Yeah.
in Without a Paddle, I think.
Okay.
Maybe I'm wrong.
I've seen like the screen grabs of it because it'll be like, you know, they should have casted such and such as Thelma because she's like way thicker or whatever. You know, I don't know.
I got you. What the fuck were we talking about?
Oh, I forget.
Voodoo.
Oh
Barry.
yeah, voodoo. Oh Barry. So Barry died. Barry
Yeah,
died.
at the hibachi place. So
Yeah.
that's also everyone was like, "We're good on the hibachi this year," and I was
Yeah.
like,
Daxton was basically like traumatized.
"Oh yeah, he was not
for
happy."
life. So he was
Yeah.
like, no fucking hibachi.
And then we didn't go to the comedy show.
That was a good thing though because the comedy show sucked.
Oh, you went?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Oh wait, there was a comedy show this last weekend.
No, that time.
The
Like
last
we had
time.
tickets to
I
go.
did go. Yeah.
And, well, honestly, Jeff and I had a really good time in the hospital parking lot, just fucking crushing beers. And it was like, when Barry gets out, he's gonna drive us back.
Yeah, that's awesome. When
Yeah,
Barry's back to life, he can drive us back.
Yeah, because they were like, you can come pick up your friend, and I was like, wow,
Oh, my
okay.
God.
And then we went, and they were like, yeah, in a little bit. And I was like, why'd you fucking call me now?
You're right.
But it worked out. He's alive.
Yeah,
Doing well.
he's good. He's doing good. Man, so we hit the driveway.
We went into food.
We went into food.
That's crazy, and we're back to the fucking final boat.
Where are you going? What are you guys doing? So you wanted to do Mid Pond.
Oh yeah, I
Mid-Pond
would like to do
looks
some mid-pond, but we have Shenandoah on the schedule. We will definitely be at DOD. There's another Shenandoah coming up in a few weeks. I think it's not Jefferson. The one what's the track? Oh wait, I'm calling it Shenandoah, but I mean
the Shenandoah
circuit
Yeah.
at Summit. Yeah, sorry.
Okay, so you're doing Summit Points.
Yep.
Drift Appalachia is.
There's another one coming up, but it doesn't work with all of our schedules, unfortunately.
Okay.
So we're gonna be skipping the next one.
Okay.
The last one was pretty sick, but we can get into that later. I'm gonna do my first Gambler. I'm pretty sure.
That's what I wanted to talk
June
to you
8th.
about that. Yes, that's June
They just
8th.
moved it to the 8th on Sunday.
Okay.
Because there's also like a big car show thing at
Cool.
which I think is going to be like, once again, I'm not a car show guy, but like we kind of already said, we didn't touch on this space of a competition, but like, you know, you're not driving the whole time. You're driving for very little actually.
Right.
So it'll be enjoyable. I mean, I guess I should probably like watch a little bit, but I generally don't take things seriously like that. So it'd be cool to kind of
have something else to do.
Yeah, not even the car show
interact.
shit, but like there's usually food at car shows.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm into.
Yeah.
So I'll go to the food trucks and get some food and maybe
Yeah.
try to get some swag packs from fucking sponsors.
Yeah. So
I
this will
love
be
me
your
a good fucking gym bag with some socks in it.
You like yeah.
Royal
With
purple.
some
I got some
socks.
good royal purple socks for
Nice.
that from like FD or some shit.
So this will be your first tandem, like
like
in
against
in this style, not like a makeshift tandem competition.
Yeah,
This
like
is
sort of like
people that actually like.
I've done a couple at Erie, like
Okay.
the series they did. I think I've done.
I'd consider that like real competition.
Yeah, for sure. I think I did 2 of them. I think I did one against Dan Moe out there.
Okay.
I've done like 2 maybe of the evergreen ones.
Yeah.
Like all like more definitely low key.
Laid back. A little bit
Yeah,
more,
super laid back. Everyone was
Yeah.
already there for I think mostly a jam session.
Yeah.
Like kind of event weekend.
Yeah.
And then there was just happened to be a comp as well. I'm the king of 3rd place.
Is that what you got?
I've got like 3 or 4 3rd place trophies
Really?
at the shop. Yeah.
I mean, 3's a good number.
Yeah. My birthday's on the 13th.
See, look.
But yeah, so I'm gonna
one
do
and
that.
3.
I'm pretty excited about that, just because like a lot of our friends are doing it. I've been hanging out with Kevin Cabasso a lot, and so he got me
Good driver.
got me to go out, and he's enjoyable. And also, I watched the last one. I'm probably gonna regret saying this, but I watched the last Gambler, and I was like,
Talk
dude,
your shit, bro.
I was
Talk
like,
your shit.
I feel like we could drive pretty competitively,
Yeah.
like with these dudes, you know.
Yeah, that's the one thing I love about us drifters is like like because you've done it, you've drifted with so many different people, and when you watch stuff, you're kind of like, oh, I could do that.
It's funny, like
but
when
it
I-
sucks though because it's like you don't really know because you're not there.
Yeah, for sure.
But
I
like
agree.
in our head, it's like same with FD. You watch this shit and you're like, just give me the keys.
Yeah, that's
But
different. I
it's
understand.
so
The cars on that one are a
different.
little bit different, but like,
Yeah,
I don't know.
but
half
we
these
still
Gambler cars
do
are-
it.
Well, at the same time, I'm like, why the fuck you got that car then if you can't drive it?
Yeah.
Like for the Gambler?
Yep. So 235 class is what you're going to be doing,
Yeah,
right?
that's going to be crazy because I don't really ever drive on a 235.
You better
That-
practice.
That bitch going to be empty. I got to find some wheels to put a 235 on.
I might have something.
All right. I think my wheels are probably too wide to put
I have
235.
57 DRs and T7Rs on the Verosa.
All right, cool.
As long as if you fuck them up.
Oh, everyone's going to be marking them up, dude.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe I don't have some.
Gilly's the wheel hunter, bro. I fucking put those new LXZs on my...
Did he get them already?
Bro, like right away.
What?
And he got my ABC's last Appalachia.
Oh no! I remember that's what Rich did too. We split a rare set of the Sakura Pink 57 DRs, like the
Okay.
limited edition
Yep,
ones.
yep.
Very first event with him, he just and I'm like, come on, bro.
That's right. I can't hate. He cleaned off the wheel, cleaned all the rubber off.
Nice.
Yeah, and the wheel's good.
Yeah.
So that was cool.
Well, that's exciting though. I'm gonna definitely make sure that I come out for that to root you on.
Yeah,
Try to
Jeff was
help
very
out
much
some shit.
like, I'm gonna be your pit crew, so
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to that.
that's what I'm saying,
He's the
like-
number 1 pit man.
Yeah.
I love taking him in the car because he comes with me to all the Appalachias.
Right.
And we're in the car and we'll be like drifting, and I'll be like, either in grid or even when it's happening or whatever. I'll be like, Jeff, like the e-brake handle's a little floppy. Like, let's tighten
Yeah.
the screw when we get back. Or
Yeah.
I'll be like, oh, remind me to check the tire pressure. Remind me to check the oil. Remind me to check whatever. And it's like you get back and you never remember.
No.
But like he is like, he's on it.
on it.
Yeah.
Well, because
so
as soon
good.
as you get out of the car, somebody's like, "Yo."
Yeah.
Blah blah blah.
Or you're going high fiving the dude you were
Yep.
just driving with.
Yep. Oh, Jeff's amazing.
So that's
Jeff's
sick.
a good.
I'll be
dude.
looking forward to that. I wouldn't be surprised if Jake drives from Mako.
Oh.
I wouldn't be surprised if he signs up at all.
Yeah.
We're doing Hyperfest next weekend,
Okay.
which is like also part of why we're not doing the next Appalachia because it's a big one. But I'm really bummed because Polecat's the weekend after.
After that, yeah.
And if I would have known that, I probably wouldn't have signed up for Hyperfest.
And you guys have never done.
We've never done a
yet.
Polecat.
Okay.
And like,
I've
been
been
talking
telling-
with the guys at Chase
I
Bays.
I tell everybody,
last weekend, and they were like, "Yeah, dude, it's the jam." Tom was telling me it's the jam, and
Yep.
now I'm watching videos after they're talking about it. And I'm like, fuck. I fucked up.
Yep.
But we're gonna have. I mean, Hyperfest is gonna be a fucking party.
Yeah.
We've never been to one.
Yeah.
And like it looks like an exciting time, and it's a lot more than just drifting.
Is that a VIR?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought.
We've never been there.
Yeah, Polecat is one of those tracks where even on videos it does not like show you the amount of speed and finesse.
Yeah.
Like it is, you have to be on it.
Yep.
If you want to drive good.
Mm-hmm.
And the elevation is just out of this world.
Yeah.
And it's
I believe
so
it.
much fun.
Because like I can kind of judge it in the videos because I'm like, I know what US Air actually is and what it looks like in a video.
Yep.
And like, dude, when you like walk that thing, you're like, fuck.
Yeah. That's the other thing. I don't think, and from the videos and stuff, like when you stand on US Air on the bottom and you look up to the top, you're like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy. Polecat is like, you stand at the bottom and it looks like you're looking up at a skyscraper.
I got you.
It is just up.
Yeah.
Like it's insane. And like I was thinking the whole time of the physics of it. Because you know how like when you try to go up like a steep driveway and it's like, you're thinking, none of that happens. Like it probably does.
Yeah.
But when you're driving it, you're pulling it through. It's like it's to that, whatever. But going down is just floating.
Yep.
It is so sick. I wanted you guys to experience that. I want to go back too, but I got so much bullshit. Like if the car can get ready,
I know. I'm considering fucking.
It's cool
because we just did 2 back-to-back weekends with Appalachia and then final bout, and then like what? When we got back from Appalachia on Saturday, we drove up to Poconos on Sunday, so I did that too.
Mm-hmm. I don't want to say this, but there's almost too much shit.
It's amazing from the time we started to now.
Yep.
It was like once every 3 weeks, maybe once a month.
Yeah.
And like you had 3 to pick from.
Now it's like now you're literally having to pick and choose.
And it's cool we have that opportunity too, because not everyone does.
No. Yeah.
I like our location.
We're very fortunate.
Yeah.
That's like the West Coast boys always say that too. They're like, what the fuck? Like you guys have so much in a short amount of time. And it's true. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Well, I'm stoked for you guys to get out there and drive other tracks because that's one of my favorite things to do is experience new places.
Yeah, I hate doing it for one day though. I like to get fucking a couple days in so you can really
dial it.
Yeah, and like think about it. It's also too like you don't want to. Tandems are where it's at, right? That's like where all the excitement's at. But like sometimes you want to get some laps in without the boys to really feel the track out. But then you're also like, dude, we don't have that much time. Like let's get after it. Let's get the excitement going.
Yeah.
But it is nice to really feel it out and like try different lines and because you'll just hop into tandems with your guys and like the first guy will set the pace, set the line, then all of a sudden you're locked into running it the same way all day long. Even if he's not leading, it's what everyone else already knows or feels. But
that's actually very true. And that's another thing that I want to do this year myself personally and that's one of the things I was talking about is I have plans. I have like all these plans for I call it my driver's program, and it's just basically me growing as a driver. And one of them is solo laps because I want to do different setups on the car. I want to try different things.
Yeah.
I want to run.
Hop out, change dampeners, hop
everything.
Out. Like, it's crazy that
tires.
I don't fucking do that shit. It's
Nobody does. We don't. But
I like set them maybe once or twice, and I'm like, all right, they feel good, and then just leave it.
And years sometimes, but like I want to mess with things because I find myself really getting into technique, really diving into like why is the suspension doing this? Like what could I do to change things? So like I want to do things where it's like solo laps, run a different line, try something, you know what I mean? Like try not to do this and this. But
sometimes all it takes is like a flick of a wheel like that at the right time, and then all of a sudden you're like pitched and so much better. And it's hard to do that or learn that or try it in tandem.
Yep. And especially if, like you said, somebody's setting the pace.
Yeah.
Their car is completely different from yours sometimes, too. So you never know.
Most of the times not. But.
Yeah, you guys are great because, like, everything's pretty much
dude, I
you
know
guys are, like, the same.
I know when, like, the fucking whoever's, like, Jeff, Gillies, whoever's car, Matt's probably, was, like, fucking up, not going to run right, about to misfire before they do. I'm like, you can hear it.
The sixth sense.
You're like, oh, fuck, it's about to, yep, there we go.
Yeah.
It's not even that. It's just, like, you can hear it, like.
That's funny.
Yeah. It's fun. What's crazy though is they do probably not to most people, but they all sound so different to us. And Like Jeff's car seems to be the loudest now.
Is it?
Yeah, from when I was like,
Yeah.
the fuck, you just have a 3. Like everyone has the same shit.
Right.
I went oval this last year just because I found a deal on Marketplace.
Hell yeah.
I had to redo some of my exhaust. And I was like, I'll do an oval one. Hopefully it sounds different. And it sounds the same as before
Does
I did it. Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, you got. I mean, I feel like I can't really. If I was listening to you boys like individually drive, I don't think I could tell the difference too much up close.
That's a good. Dude,
from
we
a-
should do
maybe
that.
from a distance.
Yeah. Okay. So when we do
Summit's
the pod,
a good one to do that.
when we do the pod, you need to get sound clips of all 4 of us,
Oh, that might be. Yeah, and then
we need to black out the screen and like the 4 of us on the pod on the team, 5 of us.
you know what? I'll do a eventual like haze team thing, and I'll put that together and I'll play the sound clip, and then each one gets to guess whose it is.
That's what I want to do.
get
Yeah.
points.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's like whose car is this,
Yep.
and then we're all not even guessing our own cars, right?
And I'll put some surprise ones in there. I'll put mine in there.
Yeah,
you know?
you got me too because I was.
Yeah, I
I
came
thought I
off-
was like, oh, Jeff's car's running sick at Poconos, and I was like, oh, it's fucking this other KAT.
Yep. My car's been. Oh man, it's good. That turbo, the noises are so good now.
Yeah, it's fun.
And the bigger, the 3-inch straight out. Yeah.
Dude, the new Blaux turbo that I got is like pretty fucking sick. It
Sounds way different.
It sounds different. I like the sound. It's not a bad sound at all. I really like the Precision sound. The Precision had a cool drilled compressor housing.
Yeah.
But this turbo, like it sounds great. Don't get me wrong at all. But it hits. Like going from the journal bearing to a ball bearing, the thing spools and hits so hard that I almost like. I've been noticing at specifically last week, and not so much in on the mountain because I think I'm just like fully fucking committed. But I was driving almost lazy because it was so easy to spool.
Oh.
Whereas before with the Precision, I was like clutching like so much, like slipping the clutch, keeping that thing spooled up, like keeping it going. And I would find myself at times like just a hair out of like the power band. And like, oh shit, and then just a quick slip of the clutch and it's like right there.
Right, yeah.
And it's like, yeah, it was cool to feel the difference for sure. I got to get a little bit more dialed in.
Yeah.
And just like a little bit more throttle commitment. I don't necessarily need any more clutching, but it's just like a little bit more to keep it right where I need it at the slower transitions. And yeah, I like it a lot though.
Yeah. That's sick. I love the little subtle things that we can change. Then all of a sudden it's like massive differences. Like,
that change was so nice for me, dude. I didn't have to make a new downpipe. Like,
oh, that's cool.
yeah, I made new like lines like for the wastegate and stuff just because it's been years, and I was like, I'll just redo them, but they're all the same length. Like nothing really had to change. It was kind of dope.
Yeah, nice.
Yep.
What's so Gambler? Let's talk about the Gambler. What are you? Never ran 235s, right? Much. You're a 265 boy, right?
I should probably put them on and drive them before that, but I probably won't. I don't know. I gotta hit up my boy and get some tires.
Get some tests. Get some test
Yeah.
laps. And are you gonna?
I should take some to fucking down to VIR.
Yeah.
Hyperfast.
Yeah.
Because it
Even
also
just
helped
one
me
set.
fucking link the big ass track too if they're just spinning up. But yeah, I mean, I would like to test it out. I'm sure I can, because I run a lot of air in the 265s.
You do?
Like I typically, I mean, depending on the track, like anywhere from like 20 to 30.
Okay.
Not necessarily 20. No, I probably never go out at 20.
Cold?
Like 24 to 30 cold.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then now, are you rechecking? Because I know a lot of people.
Yeah, for 100%.
You do?
Because like
Okay.
because I mean, fucking, if you go out there with like 30, 32 cold, it's gonna get up to 42 cold like pretty quick.
Yep.
Or 42 hot pretty quick. So I dropped that back down then.
Yeah.
But so I think there's room to drop down, like get to 18, get to 16, like from a fresh tire. That's gonna give me a lot more grip. Because I don't necessarily like to drive with a ton of grip.
Yeah.
But I do know that like if I'm losing that much tire and I still got to be fast, like I'm gonna have to grip it up a little bit.
Yeah. You guys were really fast this last weekend, by the way.
Yeah,
everybody said it.
Yeah.
Like literally, I think Mac and Dax and everybody I talked to, they were like, they were fast though.
It's
like
funny, my dad said it too.
Really?
Yeah, my
Like-
dad came.
Oh,
and
he was there?
like, yeah,
I didn't fucking see him.
he came
man.
on Sunday.
No shit.
Yeah, and
I might have left maybe.
Him and my
depending.
uncle. Yeah, I think you were gone by then.
Yeah.
And he was watching from up on the bridge, and he's like, "Yeah, like there's definitely teams out here getting it, but like no one's like entering the first turn like at the speed and like on each other's bumpers like you guys are." And I was like, "That's pretty cool." hop in the car.
Hop
And
in the
dude,
car.
we gave him probably 3 of the best heaters we had
That's
all
cool.
weekend with just
Yeah.
Gilly, Jeff, and I.
Yeah.
And like Jeff was pissed because his car ran perfect on Sunday.
Of course it does.
And
right.
like we didn't even fucking fix anything. He's like, dude, this fucking is running good now. And we're like,
Moisture?
That's not fun. Well, I mean, I don't know. I think
Cap
maybe
rotor stuff?
That could be it, honestly.
Moisture. I had a problem when my first like S13, the cap and rotor was the worst.
Yo,
thing
when we
ever.
went to Poconos,
moisture always. It was wet. A little bit, wasn't it?
Wasn't it? Mm-hmm. Bro,
It's probably moisture.
You might
There's
have just
something
solved
going.
it.
There's something going on.
So
you know?
anyway, he was in front of me and Gilly was in front of him, and I was like laying it on him, and he had no room to like hesitate or anything.
Right.
And he was just fucking throwing down. So I was really proud of him.
That's
My
cool.
dad got out there and was fucking high-fiving Jeff. Like that
Aw.
was crazy. So
Yeah.
that was fun.
Yeah, you guys were really fast. I remember everybody was like, everybody else is doing. They're doing good.
They're doing good. They're
You
staying
guys are
together.
doing the
They're in
same
unison.
thing faster.
Yeah.
And it was like, what the fuck?
We like to go fast.
Yeah.
For sure. I think we were also like me, Gilly, and Matt. Like we've been going fast all week. Like the weekend before.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, you're used to that. The
yeah.
mountain
So
stuff.
we're keep it going.
Yeah. Let's talk about the mountain a little bit.
It's a mountain. It's big.
Mountain.
Yeah.
Let's talk about those sex toys. No.
It's fun. Oh, dude, that was wild. Unreal. So literally, before we get into the whole fucking event, let's just talk about. So we pit on the side of like a
This is
proper,
West Virginia.
yeah,
Okay.
proper 2-lane road. Mm-hmm. Like just think of the windiest, most mountainous road in your backyard,
Yep.
and it's that.
Normal traffic ass road. People were driving this. Right. It's not.
Yeah. So
Yep.
like, the lanes are not any wider. It's just oncoming. Like I don't even know how to explain it other than
regular ass road.
yeah, hillbilly ass fucking mountain. road.
Hillbilly ass roads. It was a little different.
Yeah, so when you pull in, everyone just like, when the road closes and you can go to the road then.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone pulls in and you get your spot, whatever you get. It's like whoever got there before you, you pull
Mm-hmm.
up. Like sometimes you're on the fucking top of a hill, sometimes you're in the gully of the hill, sometimes you're on the middle of the hill.
Jeez.
And everyone's like, well, I don't want that spot because like
Yeah.
you don't want to unload and load your car there. You don't want to park your car there. My e-brake doesn't work or like
Yeah.
not mine, but like other people's.
Yeah.
And so whatever, you get what you get. So we fucking got a nice spot. We like it, whatever. It's cool. We're hanging out for like, I don't know, an hour or two. Everyone's right here. Like we're working on Gilly's car. I'm at the back of the trailer. I take Jeff's coffee cup, like from the morning. I have mine. I'm like, Jeff, you done with your coffee? He's like, yeah. And I fucking pour them together and then I throw it into the woods right next to us.
Yep.
And right next to where I throw it, I'm like, what the fuck's that? And I'm like, guys, is that what I fucking think it is? And right there's a fucking one of them fleshlights. Like,
Love it.
Fucking blown the fuck out in the leaves.
blown-
Like, dude,
blown
right
out.
off of the road. And so we're like, that's fucking nuts. Like, we're laughing about
Yeah.
it. We're like, these fucking people out here are wild, blah, 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 blah. So whatever, day goes on. Day 2 comes around, same thing. You drive in, you get the spot that you get, wherever it is wherever it is. And like, this time, like halfway through the day, where we're once again working on Gilly's car. And
Gilly, get your shit together.
yeah. And Gilly fucking like kicked a stick out of the way or whatever, went into the woods and he watched where it went and he's like, oh, dude, everyone there again witnessed it. And they're like, he's like, dude, there's no way. And we look over and sure enough, there's a second one. Like, and we're now like, we could be a quarter mile from where we were before.
Right.
And like 3 S-bends and a hill.
Yeah.
Like,
A serial pocket pussy fucker.
so like
in
we're
West Virginia.
so we're like half the team's divided. We're like, okay, is one dude just going out like every night buying a fucking brand new pocket pussy,
Right.
fucking one-time use, tossing it out, like that's
Yeah.
an expensive
Going
hobby.
to church the next day.
Yeah, like,
and
that's an
asking for
expensive hobby,
forgiveness
bro.
or something.
Or I think that my man had a bunch of these, had like a little collection, and got busted by his wife.
That could be. Yeah.
And was like, I gotta get rid of these
I
fucking
gotta get rid
things.
of them.
And then just drove down the road like
Right.
fucking Santa Claus. I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
blue.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was crazy. But
Did you check to make sure were they all the same?
dude, no, the second one looked like an alien, bro.
Okay.
Like
I
it
was
was
gonna, I was
like,
gonna ask because like if they're the same model.
oh yeah,
that would be ridiculous.
It
But
was
if
all
they're
the same porn star you had a thing for.
You know what I'm saying?
No,
Like,
dude, these
yeah.
things they were out there. They weren't normal looking, that's for
Okay,
sure.
Gotcha. One's like a horse vagina. One's a
Dude, one legit looked like it was like
alien.
Yeah, 100%.
Really?
Yeah.
That's funny. So who used it?
Dude, someone, not one of us, like everyone's like, people are walking by, like walking back from the driver's meeting or something, I forget what, and we're like, dude, like you gotta, like random people we don't know, we're like, you gotta see what we just found.
Yo, check this. It's it's like when you find something.
Yeah, and one of the
ridiculous.
dudes was like, yo, like let's go shove that on someone's fucking shift knob. And I was like, I would straight up go to jail for fucking you up if you did that to me. Like I would, that's fucked up.
Imagine.
No, we didn't even poke him with a stick.
Yeah.
It was
juices. You're afraid of like something to squirt out and get on your lip.
We were fucking tripping. I can't wait to go back next year though. See if there's another.
Try to find them.
Oh no, I want to find a new one.
It's like Easter eggs. It's like
dude. Without a doubt, you could walk up and down the whole grid, and there had to be fucking more. There's no way there's only 2. It was the grid line probably gets to be like a few miles.
Wow.
Because it's rig to rig.
Yeah. Spread out so you have room to.
I leave my trailer away from the road. Sorry, I just fucking grip that up. So it's a little bit less, but like it gets pretty full. But
that's crazy.
That's all I can talk about. That
vagina stuff done. Over. Pocket pussy's done.
Pile Up Podcast is brought to you by the East Coast Drift School. Lessons and testing sessions at the historic Old Bridge Township Raceway Park. Come bring your car to the most legendary track on the East Coast. 2-hour sessions are just $250 per person. Classes can hold up to 6 drivers, and you can choose between 3 different tracks to drive. The Formula Drift Stadium, the Casino Royale Kart Track, and the Club Loose Road Course. DM East Coast Drift School on Instagram for more information.
Style, grace, speed. This is Smile Death, a lifestyle brand focused on community. Not only do they offer dope apparel, slaps, and merchandise, they support the motorsports community with entertainment, events, and dreams. Smile Death is also the home for the drift team Car Shop Kuroshi and home base of the Smile Network on YouTube, which brings you shows like the Pile Up Podcast. Smile Death will continue to support the drift community. Will you support us? Please visit www.smilexdeath.com. And thank you.
Yeah.
So you guys have hit the mountain a lot.
4 times up to 6.
Okay, that's a lot.
Yeah, it's like we were just talking in the group chat. There's like a club for like the guys that have done it 4 or 5 times.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah, it's funny that this last time being the 4th, it was like, and the 2nd or 3rd time on that road. I think it was the 3rd time on that road. Never would I have thought that like I'd be getting so used to it that I'm like the people that you can tell like who the new people are, and not in a bad way where it's like they're driving bad. It's like you don't have that like dude, like because I remember, bro, the first like time even too, you're grabbing the e-brake like way more than you need to. You're like I'm gonna fly into that mountain if I don't check up here, like blah 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 blah. And then by the 3rd and the 4th time, you're like, the road can do so much for you that like a normal racetrack won't, kind of. And you really use like the crown of the road to control your speed and like with your throttle commitment, and like you know that like the uphill, like it takes so much of your speed.
Yeah.
So you don't necessarily need to check up all the time, and like this was definitely the most transitions where I'm not touching the hand. Like I don't touch the handbrake when I transition on a real racetrack.
Sure.
Unless we're doing like, I mean, not even like in the transition, then you wouldn't touch your handbrake for like really tight.
Yeah.
But on the mountain, dude, everyone, like you talk to like everyone from like the YouTube dudes to the fucking seasoned fucking guys that have been doing it like forever out of like MA and all those dudes are like OGs. Everyone's like, man, we're like fucking on the e-brake a lot. Like the commitment out here is crazy. So it was fun to have like a bond with everyone in the first couple of times of like, this is fucking serious, and like we're all kind of taking it back and learning it again.
They should do a challenge. No handbrake.
Oh, there's 100, dude. Like I'm like, oh Jeff, we're throwing down. These are sick heaters, and like you see some of the in-car footage of like Dan Savage, dude. He's out there like so smooth with it. Like he won't even fucking. It's easy to do it. I shouldn't say it's easy to do it. There's been a time, I think the first or second time, like I had the last 45 minutes practically to myself. Like everyone, the end of the second day, some people are packed up, whatever. Like it's a lot less traffic than when there's 30 cars. Because if you're in line, you go. Like the tandems are literally whoever's in line, everyone. Yeah. So there's no exaggeration. Like 20 car tandems, 30 car tandems. The smoke, the amount of like chaos is going on. Like it's very hard to just like commit and accept like everything's gonna be cool. You know what I mean? And so if you can get some runs in where you're either in the front of the pack or you're like only one out there, it's not like you can do the whole thing without touching the e-brake.
Yeah.
You know, especially that road in West Virginia, it's so set up for it.
I heard that's a good one.
Dude, I call it a racetrack by accident to a lot of people. I'm like, yeah, the track's so good. Like the track's like doing this. I'm like, oh yeah, it's not a track because it just works so perfectly. Where like we did one in Kentucky. It was a great road. I had a ton of fun there. I would go back, no problem. But there's like certain sections where it's just like a half a mile straight. Like there's nothing you can do. There's no connecting.
Yeah.
There's no.
Yeah.
There's no like crazy big entry you're gonna do into it. Like
at least it gives you a little bit of a cool down.
Yeah, a little bit of a cool down and time to regroup with your boys, stack back up, and you can fucking do like a fourth gear 85-mile entry into it, but like you're not going to be throwing like a fucking backy or anything, you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
And so this track in West Virginia just like leads itself to like you could stay off the brakes a good bit if you. But then it's like it was crazy to me too. Now it being the third time we are fucking on each other like it's a race, like it's final bout. We're fucking doors to like tires to doors, and it's a blast. I mean, and the drivers are driving too. There's like not really any for what we're doing, dude. There's been no issues. Like there's been small hiccups like that you're gonna have at any event, but they've been handled in like such a quick professional manner, and the safety and all that stuff so high level. There were absolutely no issues or like even possible concerns of any type of safety stuff that's happened so far.
Yeah, I believe that.
You know?
Yeah. I seen that compared to...
It runs so smooth, too.
Compared to the other ones that are starting to pop up.
Oh, my God, dude. Like, the other ones I'm seeing, too, it's so glaring from, like, this driving Appalachia to seeing the other ones where you're like, this is how they're fucking up. And then it's like, oh, that's how they fucked up.
Yeah,
exactly. But like you mentioned earlier, I thought of it when you're talking about coordination standpoints and stuff, and how Final Bout does a really good job. I've never been to a drift event that runs as smooth as the Drift Appalachia events, which is really crazy to think about when you think the workers are miles apart, literally.
Right.
The end of grid, there's two grids at the bottom and at the top. Like fucking, depending on which one you're at, that's easily like 2.5 to 5 miles.
Jeez.
And then the flaggers in between, the people that are up by the grids, the people that are like they literally have like repeaters, I think, for their walkie-talkies because they're so, or like they're so far away
through the mountains and stuff. Like you have to.
Yeah, and it runs so smoothly. There's never any confusion from a driver's standpoint, which is often happens at a lot of events.
Right.
It's just like, and you feel fucking like you're in good hands, and that's
important,
dude. It's so mind-boggling how good they are at it, honestly.
Yeah.
So it's always refreshing to see. We don't have to worry about it, which is nice because there's really one thing that we do have to worry about is fucking not dying.
Right. Yeah. You're just focusing on the task at hand.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Absolutely.
That's pretty sick.
I feel blessed that we get to go. Shout out to Reese. He definitely put us on and put in a good name for us, so we appreciate that.
It's cool to see him driving. He was at Final Bout, too.
Dude, he's so, like, I love that dude because he'll jam with everybody.
Yeah.
And all he wants to do is jam. Like, it was funny, we were talking last weekend, and he's like, all right, we're going out? I'm like, yeah, we're going out. He's like, all right, once I'm out, I'm out. Like, I'm going to be out there 40 minutes. I was like, fuck yeah, dude, let's do it. You know? And we had some good laps. He tried to take out my boy Gilly.
Did he?
Oh, so it was, I was leading, the push dudes were behind me, I think 2 of them, and then it was Gilly and then Reese. And we're doing bridge course, and we come around to like the end of the like first half of bridge course will get you, like kind of where there's the big right-hand sweeper in front of where everyone stands. And right when you're transitioning to go left and come down into like the fast straight section, Reese booped Gilly, and Gilly like didn't have anywhere to go except for to the right and straight, which was into the grass and then the wall.
Dangerous.
Yeah, dude. And he like, I didn't know, but there's those big foam blocks out there. He was in the block. The block was on his car. The mirror was folded in. Yep. He's like, dude, I just fucking rode off like that new master, that new helmet he has, and no damage.
Crazy how those foam blocks,
dude,
like,
didn't even scratch it.
Tires flip.
Oh, he would have
like hay bales,
totaled
tires.
the car.
Yeah.
And what's crazy too, though, is like those foam blocks are sick for where they're at there.
Mm-hmm.
But if like you see them in Japan on the outsides of the turns, and they grab a bumper, grab a wing, and then it just rips you into them.
Yeah.
So he got really lucky. That was funny. But yeah,
shit.
I thought that was really neat of Reese to like he'll drive with anybody.
Yeah. I mean, he's been driving for so long.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I remember going to some of my first events when I was just wet behind the ears, and I'm like stoked.
Wait, what?
Wet behind the ears.
That's the saying?
Yeah. You just came out of the fucking vagina?
Okay.
You're
That's
wet behind the ears.
crazy, dude. You're wet all over then.
Yeah, you are. So no, I just remember we did this like drift camp thing, which was like just a big parking lot of the Reading Expo Center. And I remember him in this, I think it was a Roots Factory was his car, I think, back then. Or like a sponsor, or whatever he was doing with it. And a lot of KATs back then too, which was pretty crazy. But I'm pretty sure he was KAT. And we're just basically standing at like a curb. There's nothing to like protect you.
Yeah.
And he just kept getting closer to people. And I was like, I'm like standing there, I'm like, I feel good. Like,
Yeah,
I feel
he's not
confident.
sketchy.
He's not sketchy.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is the sickest thing I've ever seen. But everybody else is like, drive, initiate with a handbrake, initiate whatever. He's just like, already. And this is like 2007? I don't even know. It's like drive, whip.
Yeah.
Momentum
Yeah, you
like
got
into it. I was like, fuck yeah.
That's how you
It
gotta
was
drive them low horsepower cars
yeah.
too.
Yeah, I can't believe I never got to drive with him, but I only started like really driving in the last like 6-7 years. But I wanna do some. I need to pick all the old homies and just people that I've known forever and be like, me and Stonebeck only ever did laps like at Connecticut like 5 years ago.
Wow.
We've known each other for so long.
You and Bill.
I never drove with Bill yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to do
Crazy.
that.
Yeah.
Like, I want to pick all of them. You know what I mean? I want to hunt down Reese. Like, it's like, let's go. Like,
Yeah.
we need to drive together.
You need an OG's event.
Yeah, before I'm, like, way too old. Before I have the biggest hemorrhoids and I can't even sit in a
Honestly,
racing
we're not stopping anytime soon. You'll get one of them
I hope
donuts
not.
to put in the.
Yeah. Like a blow-up inflatable donut.
Yeah.
I don't have hemorrhoids, by the way. Like, I mean, I've had a Hemi, but I'm talking about, like, I've had a Hemi. I'm fucking 43, but not right now. I'm good. My butthole is great.
All right.
Yeah. No, that's funny. No, that's cool. I'm glad to see you, like, you're out there. The media from Appalachia is sick. You guys get
Dude,
really
that's
cool
the other thing they
media.
did too, was like put together the craziest media team that I feel like
It's like
no one
film.
else has ever done.
No, it's like film.
They literally like assembled a team, dude.
Mm-hmm.
And they're all such heavy hitters. I'm so happy to see
Yeah.
Jeremy out there. Yeah, all those 929 guys are sick. Is it 929? Or is it 92?
921.
I think it's
don't know.
929.
929. I think it is 929.
Yeah. And they have a sick rig too. They got that ambulance.
Oh, I never seen it.
Yeah, they have an ambulance that's wrapped flat black, and then their logo is on top of the wrap in gloss black.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah, it looks
yeah,
sick.
yeah.
But they all like hop in that fucking thing with their laptops. And
Yeah.
oh
yeah.
Dude, you're not even
it's
like
an
in your
editing-
pits yet.
It's like an editing
It's their home
suite.
base.
Oh,
It's
that's
the
so
media
fucking
dude's home
cool.
base.
Yeah.
And because there's literally like, I don't even know how many there are now. There's got to be 15 dudes at least.
They probably have Starlink internet to that thing, too.
Dude, I would not be surprised, bro.
So
There-
that they can upload.
There's
and
like
be
dudes
done.
on the mount. Like, yeah, they'll all run up the fucking, because we take a break every 45 minutes for 15 minutes.
Okay.
And they'll run up and fucking boom, boom, boom. And next thing you know,
Already?
there's a reel
Yeah.
out already. And you're like, what the fuck?
I want to dive into car setup with you.
Okay.
It's funny because a lot of people, when they listen to these, I think, don't look behind there. Some crazy
We kept the safe.
Yeah. Some crazy shit back there. That's where I keep all the fucking fleshlights. That's the fleshlight room.
I can sniff them out pretty good. There's no way there's
can-
one that close to me.
You wouldn't be able to smell mine. But anyway, I think that, like, I listen to a decent amount of podcasts. Not really. Mainly I listen to, like, comedy podcasts to pass the time and, like, dumb shit. Not because it's nice to separate drifting.
I listen to a lot of podcasts, and almost
You-
none of them are drifting.
But I was like, you drive a lot, though.
Yeah, I drive a
too.
ton,
You
and
drive a
like
lot.
I listen to a lot of podcasts, and I love the Faction dudes. I listen
Listen.
to like some of them every now and then, but like they just don't even like. It's
You're-
not what I want to listen to.
You're picking and choosing probably if it's like, oh, I know this guy or I want to know about this
Not
guy.
even just that. I just have to be in the mood to be like, let's talk about
car
like,
stuff.
Yeah, that kind of car. Yeah,
Because it's all the time. It's like
Yeah.
our lives.
yeah.
Yeah.
And also like almost too relatable. Like sometimes the podcasts I want to listen to, I want to like think about stuff that I'm already like I'm not thinking about at all.
Right.
You want to call it? That's a cool aspect. I didn't really.
Yeah. Well, that's one thing. So if I do happen to listen to something, it's, at random I jump in. If it's somebody that like I know from back in the day or somebody that I might be, curious about some shit. But I notice a lot of them don't really dive into some car setup stuff. So I want to do that with anybody because you might have a trick or you might have learned something or tried something that could, somebody that's listening could be like, I never thought about that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
or,
but how am I going to get paid for my secret?
You're not. I am. So, so basically, this segment's called "Fuck You, I'm getting paid."
Fuck you, I'm getting paid, and I'll buy you lunch later.
Yeah, I'll buy you lunch. I owe you probably lunch actually. But no, I just thought it'd be kind of cool because, you're an ass chassis.
Chassis.
You're in an ass chap. You're in an ass chappy. But you have an ass chassis that so many other people do have. They have the same fucking thing. But what are you running in contrast to what they're running? And they're watching you do the fucking deal.
Yeah, and theirs sucks.
And theirs might suck. They might not be happy with it. You know what I mean? So, what is first of all, what did your car start from? Like what the beginning stages of the team S13 to where it is now, and what significant changes like along that road, that path of the build. What was like holy fuck, this changed everything for me. If there was any of those moments.
There was a few of those moments, I suppose.
There?
But from the very beginning, like it came with the CX kit on it.
Mm-hmm.
Not great. Like nothing fits good.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing is optimal about that at all. Like
right.
You can really take some time and modify a lot of it, which we did. I did do change the intercooler piping, clock the fucking turbo. Like no one ever does, dude. Like everyone gets that CX kit and the turbo's clocked like this, and then it's like comes off, and it's like,
right,
dude, turn that. So just like fucking a 2-bolt wastegate with the gasket. Like you're gonna want to get rid of that pretty quickly. So the whole CX kit came on the car. It had some adjustable suspension arms, all like random eBay stuff.
Yeah.
And then
probably Godspeed.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah. And like they bought the arms and didn't buy any of the the bushings or anything like that. So pretty much just like almost typical, like maybe not the CX kit, but like typical like S chassis kind of BS that you get.
Yep.
So once I started the build, it's like same thing happened to the Miata. I guess mainly just these two. The hatch is kind of getting it now. It's like if I'm gonna build it, like let's fucking do it. Like it doesn't cost that much more money to replace every one of the brake calipers and like every one of the brake lines.
Yeah.
And it's because like who wants to you do all this work to build a car and then you get to the track and like your caliper seizes.
No,
like, what the fuck?
Right.
Which I got a trick for that too. If you want, just fucking you vice grip the brake line and then zip tie that bitch to the lower control arm. Matt taught me that one very early in the drifting days.
Love that.
Yeah, the caliper seized on the hatch.
Shit.
We don't need that. And just fucking
we got 3 more.
Yeah, you crack it loose so it unseizes and then pinch the line.
Yeah.
And then just zip tie your vice grips to the control arm.
That's fucking great. Yeah, that's fucking great.
So anyway, when I did build it, it's like all right, everything comes out, everything gets replaced. So like subframe out, bushings, like the whole 9. Right from the get-go, GK Tech arms all the way around. Like they make the kit makes sense. It has everything you need. They're all really quality parts.
Yeah.
So like literally when I built the car, that's what I got right away. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And
so you've been running GK Tech for a while now.
Since day one.
No shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I mean, I think like before I was really into drifting, I think I had a Z at one point and I bought like some ISR arms or something. And it's like it's whatever, but like GK Tech just you could tell that their stuff's way more. I think even ISR now has a package like where you can get a full car package.
Yeah.
But they were just like put it all together in a really way that made sense. So that's why I went with them.
I actually like when companies do that. It's nice to be able to be like, okay, this is my
dude, like
year, this is my make model.
I don't want to spend my time fucking like buying shit online. I hate doing it.
Yep.
And then the thing that everyone misses on the suspension, I feel like, is like you got to do the bushings in the knuckle. Like we just did for Chad.
We just literally did that.
Yeah.
I actually just edited a video today of the RSD.
Yeah.
And the part where you're like looking at the camera and you're like,
I did
shout
my
out
promo.
to GK Tech for having the right parts, which is funny, but it's true. Like so
Chad got really lucky because we were at RSD and he's testing out the Skyline before Final Bout.
Yep.
And he's like, I got this crazy wheel hop, dude. I got this crazy wheel hop. It's undrivable. And I was like, let me look. And his wheel's hopping pretty good. And so we jack it up, we check it out, and there's so much play in the knuckle bushing.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
that was a lot.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, you're like, you need a new bushing, you're fucked.
Mm-hmm.
And then I take a second look, and I'm like, oh, it already has a poly bushing in that one. All the other knuckle bushings were not replaced. Like, you got 3 on each side.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the other ones were still the OEM rubber.
Mm-hmm.
But that one was a poly one that was replaced. It was a 2-piece poly, and like probably, I guess, from Japan, obviously.
Yep.
And it was hard as a rock and had all this play in it. And I was like, dude, I was just drifting in Appalachia, and I have every single like spare part I could possibly have packed in my van right now. Because
So
GK
perfect.
Tech was hooking me up for, I bought a bunch of stuff or got a bunch of stuff for the hatch to refresh the hatch I daily drive.
Yeah.
And so like the stuff I didn't get on the car yet, like I did the whole front end of the car, but not the rear. So I grabbed like the extra control arms. I had those
That's so
bushings, and I tossed them in a tote, and I'm like, I got you. So we popped those in at the track for him, and then his wheel hop went away.
Yeah.
So like that's key. Like you got to be thinking like, oh, I'm gonna fucking put this brand new control arm on and then bolt it to a piece of rubber that's from
old
1989.
ass, yeah.
What do you think's gonna happen?
Right.
So if I can get that out of there. You know, as far as the S chassis goes, the 300ZX brake calipers are really, like, you can get remanned aluminum ones from Rock Auto. If you know how to get those at a better deal.
Was that a good upgrade?
Oh yeah, it's a great upgrade for sure.
you like
It's
that.
all the brakes I need. Like my rears are stock, so when I went 5-lug, you get an S14 5-lug fucking rear rotor.
Yeah.
And then
Are you inline or are you separate?
No,
Okay.
separate. So my regular brake pad in the rear, I just run Rock Auto pads.
Okay.
And then my hydro, I have the Villains hydro kit.
Okay.
With the Volkswagen Beetle rear calipers.
Didn't know about that.
So I think a Volkswagen Beetle has like, I think all 4 calipers might be the same.
Okay.
But they're dual piston, like either side calipers. And Villains like made the kit for them.
Yeah.
Dude, I think it's like $60. It might have been $40 when I bought it for a caliper with brake pads.
What?
Yeah. And so.
Why would you not? That's crazy.
Right. And
Yeah.
the brake pads last like 2 seasons.
Yeah.
At least. And like I see my buddies with like the Willwoods, and they're changing their pads like in the middle of the season.
Yeah.
Well, that's fucking crazy. Never re-bled it after I bled it the first time.
Yeah.
Unless take it apart. But like I love it. It's the best. So I definitely recommend the Villains hydro kit. I don't like inline hydros for the most part. Like I can make them work, but like generally when I drive other people's cars, I'm not a huge fan. I also like having like a second brake is kind of like a peace of mind
Super
for
nice.
sure.
Yeah. I need to work on
Like
that.
especially if like you're like even just like unloading the car.
Loading a trailer.
Yeah, loading a trailer and not
biggest-
needing like you can put your left foot on the clutch and your right foot on the gas and then still have a brake, which is nice. But yeah, that's what I do for brakes.
Any like
both
any, like,
Chase Bays and GK Tech offer really great brake lines. Once again, like those fucking brake lines on your car are fucking ready to brake, ready to
Get 'em
clog.
all. Just get 'em all.
Yeah, like
Yep.
don't
They
be
make
stupid.
kits, so why would
yeah,
you not?
I even went like when I went E85. It's like I replaced the hard line. Like I wouldn't replace unless it's rotting. Like just blow it out and you'll be fine. But I replaced mine because it was like getting a little rough. But definitely even the rubber lines, like from the hard line up to the fuel tank, like you want to replace that stuff. That stuff's from 1989. Like, oh, you changed the one in the engine bay, but don't forget about the ones underneath at your fucking gas tank, at your
Yeah.
exhaust. Like,
Yeah.
you got to think about that stuff.
It's good advice. I mean, people. I feel like a lot of people when they're just so excited about the build and getting it done that they're overlooking the little stuff.
They overlook the little stuff,
and
but
then it
like,
hurts them, and then it hurts their seat time.
but if you just sit down, it's so obvious. It's like you're gonna put brand new injectors on the car. What's before the brand new injectors?
Right.
Old ass fuel line.
Yeah,
Dirty
yeah.
shit.
Dirty. Yeah.
I'm like, you know what I mean? So you want
The
to
fuel
look at that
filter's
stuff.
never been changed.
Yeah, you know, even if like you already have an aftermarket pump because you bought the car and it came with an aftermarket pump, maybe you want to put a new sock on it. I forget who it was. Someone was sabotaged last weekend was having problems because their fucking fuel sock was so dirty. And it's like, we gave him a new fuel
Jack.
sock. No, it wasn't Jack.
No,
I forget. We gave him a new fuel sock, though. They were good to go.
no shit.
It might have been Tyler, I think.
Okay.
Maybe. I forget. So stuff like that you want to think about. Like really just kind of, it's like simple stuff. It's like if you get new floors in your house, maybe you want to clean your shoes or take them off.
I like that. So suspension wise, it's been GK Tech.
Yeah, and then BC Racing's like pretty much forever.
Coil. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm not
spring rates.
I'm not a super nerd about it. All right, this is kind of embarrassing actually, but I'm gonna get to it this weekend, so it's good timing. Right now, I have like off the shelf. Well, not off the shelf. Actually, no, I don't. I forgot. So the BCs I got
some custom BCs.
Well, I have on my car right now are like the. I think I got them through the sponsorship, not like sponsorship, but with English Town, they have a driver's program.
Yeah.
Okay. And they give you a little bit of like a custom spring rate deal, but I don't remember what they are. They're nothing too crazy from what's off the shelf.
Okay.
And I'm not like a huge suspension nerd, but I've actually was just talking with Jeff. I kind of want to like almost like you were saying, like let's tinker with this some more.
Yeah.
But so the second Drift Appalachia we did, we actually won. Matt and I both won a set of BC Racing coils that I didn't realize until we got them were super customized per Denofa specs.
Yep.
Like Denofa's the one that gave out the award.
Yeah.
We went back and forth with him, and then he was like, "All right, like, what's the weight of your car? What's the weight of your car with you in it? Like, what's your driving style? What's your knuckle setup? Blah 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 blah." And we got these crazy looking coils, and my car's just been so dialed, and like I've been happy with the way it's been driving that I was like, I'm not gonna change it yet. And then Matt and I were actually just talking about it at Appalachia, and he's like, it's wildly different. Like the amount of like on throttle grip, I feel like, because they didn't do any changes other than just the coil.
Gotcha.
So it's like the amount of on throttle grip. Like I think Jeff dialed back in the same alignment pretty much. So much on throttle grip, so much like, it's just everything he was saying he really liked about it.
Yeah.
So I was thinking that Hyperfest would be a good track for me to test him out on.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And so if I get some time this weekend, I plan on swapping them out. But it's kind of wild that I had those on the shelf now for like probably a year almost.
Oh, wow. Yeah, because I remember when you guys won them.
Yeah, I mean, it was very exciting. Like, no one knew that was going to happen.
Yeah.
Like, he mentioned it like an hour before. He's like, well, I'm going to go judge this last session.
Right.
And then Matt and I just threw down really hard. Speaking of brakes, I lost my e-brake like on that session.
Ooh.
So I was just like, I guess that was one of the first times like we were really transitioning without on the early days of the mountain, but without the handbrake.
Yeah.
A lot of foot brake action.
Yeah.
And yeah, he said that he liked the way we were driving, so he hooked us up, and that was cool. Then Miata got hooked up too. I just want to say his name's Chad. Something Mint.
Orange.
Yeah.
Cliff.
Yeah, Cliff.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Shade. Team Shade.
Yeah.
Right?
He was driving
Yep.
like a madman.
He
fully deserved those.
Wild driver.
Yeah, that was sick. Yeah, like, me and Matt were close, but like he was like taking crazy lines, having a good time. So that was cool. So anyway, that's what I like to run. I like BCs. Like they're simple.
Okay.
They're like a solid price point.
Yeah. Now, what about alignment specs and stuff? And has the knuckle, because GK Tech and all of them, they end up like, doing different, like V3,
Yeah, so I don't run any of their knuckle stuff.
Okay.
I had Villains for a while.
And is that like an Awesome Tron 5000 style where it's like a cut knuckle?
The Villains,
their cut knuckle?
The Villains just a cut knuckle. It felt great. I used to run not like their extended lowers, but like I would extend lowers.
What are you extending lowers to, like S14 length?
Nah, dude, I would just take the S13 ones, and then I forget, like, I think they say 30 mil or something, or 20 mil, like whatever they would tell you on the like, or because they'll sell you them, but like, I mean, I have the welder, I have the capability, so I just kind of make them the same. I think they even they sell a jig. I think we were doing that, just making our own. Like Villains will sell it to you.
Right.
That's what I like about them. They're like, if you have the capability to do stuff, they'll like supply you what you need.
Yeah.
And then you can save some money, which is cool.
That is pretty cool.
Those felt really nice. I liked it. And then we got some heat makers. I think I just wanted to change, and like they were like, we have some in stock, and I was like, I gotta try it out. And they felt different. They definitely felt snappier, like everyone says. But I do like want to say that like a cut knuckle is a cut knuckle. I feel like, in my opinion. Okay. Like sure, they can be. There are fucking bad ones. But like if you get two guys, like Villains is pretty dialed.
That know what they're doing.
That know what they're doing, and you're not just gonna get like a crazy Ackerman setup or something.
Yeah.
They're not that different. There's only so much difference you can get in like that, range. I feel like with the rest of the knuckle that they have going on, and So with that being said, I do really like the heat maker. I kept it on. I also went with a stock lower. I no longer have an extended lower, and then I just run a fatter spacer.
Right. So currently it's on heat maker.
Currently it's on heat maker knuckles, stock lower, stock tie rods, fucking Moog inner and outer tie rods.
Right.
I have the GK Tech outer offset tie rods on my daily that's lowered, so I don't get any bump steer.
Yeah.
But the race car is not super low, so the angle isn't crazy with the steering rack, which is also not relocated, just like stock steering rack. The poly bushing on the steering rack is what I like, and it works out really nice for me that way.
Yeah, yeah.
I never fucking bend or break or bust tie rods,
Right.
which is nice.
That was such an S chassis thing back in the day.
Dude, like Jeff and his brother were breaking them a lot in the beginning of the season, like in the beginning of Haze and what else? Or like even you see a lot of people that don't install the offset ones correctly, and they'll either strip the heim or like strip the shank, break the shank comes loose and falls out. So I like really the whole car is like I always tell everyone like I like to keep it really simple.
Yeah.
I think that's it for pretty much. Stock sway bars, poly bushings on like the sway bar end links and everything.
So like, what do you like your caster or camber?
I run really mild camber.
Okay.
And I think my caster's mild too. I was actually just talking to Jeff. I think we're going to change it up when I do these coils because I drove his car and his has a good bit of self-steer.
Okay.
And I'm like really driving through my transitions like with my hands and the steering wheel.
Yeah.
Which I don't hate, but when I drove his car, I was like, this is pretty nice.
Yeah.
So we're going to play with that a little bit, I think, coming up.
Nice.
But the whole front end's like very mild.
Right.
It stays pretty predictable, but at the same time, it won't always have that super aggressive flick unless you really go for it.
Gotcha.
Which I don't mind, because then like when you want to do it, you can do it. And when you want to just jam with the boys, you don't have to be like, remember not to fucking overcook it all the time.
Yeah. I'm in the same boat.
And then I also like to run 17s on the front. Because to the same effect, like we kind of talked about with Chad, where like you get low, you get those big 18-inch wheels, like things start to hit or bind. Where like I got tons of clearance.
Right.
I like it. I never feel like my steering's always just like smooth. Nothing binds, nothing hits.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
And rear end, is it a welded or a two-way or
just a welded diff?
Okay.
I'm like I want to run a two-way. I've seen like Josh from Front Street like I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 years ago when we were at Spirit and stuff, and like we were talking two ways, and like the way he would just come out of some of the turns, like not drifting turns, like onto the straightaway.
Right.
The dude's just like gripping up, taking off, and I'm just sitting there and I'm like, fuck, dude, I want to do that. But at the same time, I shred so many ring gears that I'm afraid that I'm gonna just ruin the expensive ass two-way.
You spent all this money and
right.
Right.
But at the same time, will that save me ring gears?
Yeah.
Because it will have some slip to it. So that's like the give or take. That's also the new like the demon, I feel like, of the S chassis are these fucking diffs. Because we upgraded the trans, put a CDO9 on the trans.
Right.
Because we were fucking blowing the 5 speeds up all the time. I have a graveyard out back. Matt has a great, like literally, easily, no joke, there's fucking probably 30 of them between the two of us.
Yeah.
And Jeff. Well, like we just accommodate, like we get everyone's.
Right.
So CDO9, and then you start breaking axles, which like Jeff stayed stock axle because he'd rather break an axle than break a ring gear.
Right.
And we went 350Z axles because we didn't know we were going to start breaking ring gears.
Gotcha.
And now that's what you break.
Yeah.
So like I don't know, usually 2 to 3 diffs a year.
It just keeps going down the line. Yep.
Yeah. I keep buying diffs. We shouldn't tell everyone that I'm willing to pay. Like, I need them this much. They're going to go up in demand. You can still find them though.
Well, I mean, that might be, who knows if, a two-way would solve any.
It could.
I don't know.
I feel like I would need to I got to go buy a car that has one in it already or something
so
for me to justify it. Also, I like go through the process of having someone properly install it because I'll put together, like I'll take diffs apart and slap them together, but I'm not going to do that with that fucking expensive S2-way.
I think I've owned two two-ways, one and a half, and they were always from buying a car that already had it.
Yeah, exactly.
I've never bought one.
Proven that it works.
Yeah, like it's already good. It hasn't blown up. That's pretty funny. No shit. Well, that's cool. No, I like to get through that and like. Because if somebody's listening and they're like, oh, well, what does Mike run? You know what I mean? Like, what's does he have crazy
No, nothing crazy, dude. Everything's really simple. I would definitely also recommend getting the reinforcements for the rear subframe.
So I saw that, the GK Tech weld-in
Yes, because I have ripped off, and like if you look at it, you're like, no shit, you rip off the mounts for like the lower control arm or a camber arm or something. I was driving the car to Dairy Queen like one night, and I'm like, Jesus, dude. Like, I'm getting old. I don't really want to drive these drift cars suck on the street. Like, what the fuck?
Right.
And I look in the mirror and the wheel's just like doing this.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, I knew I wasn't crazy. Like, something was wrong. So it just ripped the whole mount right off the subframe. So that's definitely like, if you got it out and you're doing the bushings,
do it.
It's definitely worth getting after that. I just boxed the tension rods. That's a new one. Mm-hmm. The brackets, I should say, the tension rod brackets.
Okay.
Those were ripped. I noticed, like, doing the bolt check before Appalachia, they're ripped. And I'm like, that's sketchy.
Jeez.
So got those from GK Tech, welded those in. That's pretty much it for suspension and like crazy. I don't really change too much. I'm trying to think about like what we modify. When you hammer out your wheel wells, like for clearance, on the driver's side, you can hammer it so much that it goes into the back of the fuse box.
Oh, no.
And on the back side of the fuse box, there's like 4 relays.
Yeah.
And if you crack one of those relays, your defroster and your windshield wipers won't work. Figure that one out.
Yeah. Ask me how I know.
Yeah. And then after you do all that, like, you're going to want to schmutz up all the seams again because you broke all the seam sealer that was in it.
Yeah.
Or else your fuse boxes and ECU will get wet and stuff like that. So grommets in your wheel wells is a big one. Everyone's missing the grommets, and then they just flood water into the...
I need to get some. I'm missing 2.
It sucks that, like, the best drift cars are the ones that, like, you halfway treat like a real car.
Right.
You're like, maybe there shouldn't be a hole in my wheel well.
No, for sure. Yeah. Well, everybody goes like race car mode, and they think that like strip everything out, but it's like
don't do that. Keep everything.
Yeah. No, there's a lot.
Shit usually works better when you keep it all.
Right. No.
It's like wild that Nissan paid these people millions of dollars to engineer these cars, and they did such a good job, and then people were like, "I'll do it better."
Yeah.
I'm like, dude,
you're
not gonna do it better.
No, not at all. That's funny. What is what would you be doing if you weren't into like the drift shit? I know you like to gamble, but that's not a profession.
Dude, I'm not even that big of a gambler.
Come on. I like to gamble,
but
I'm giving you the hotline number right as soon as we're done. You just came for the casino. No, I wish you did.
I wish. That'd be fucking funny. Not really. That'd be bad. I like motorcycle. Well, I like my motorcycles.
I thought that's where you'd be.
I don't like other people. I don't like talking to people about motorcycles. I don't like I'll ride with my friends, but I don't want to go ride with random people. Like people
really,
people get like motorcycles and they're like,
yo,
where we who's riding? Where are we riding? Oh, me and you Sheets. We're going for a big ride.
They make it their whole personality.
Yeah, no, I like mine. I like building mine, and I like riding mine. Like usually fucking away from everybody else and like out off into the mountain or something.
Yeah. Do you ever have anybody? Because I watched this the other day and I was like, holy fuck, this is cringe. There was this couple. It was like this dude with this like fat tire, like fucking hog, and then his girl was on like a decent, like a nice bike, you know what I mean? But like just like you buy it, you just go to the dealership and you buy it. And this other dude, and they were riding in front of me for the longest time, and then I'm going, and of course you got the guys that goes up past me on the wrong, like fucking not safely.
Yeah.
I have a fucking weird thing with motorcycle guys. Like, the guys that are respectful, I'm like, hell yeah. But the guys that are like...
I hate anyone that doesn't pass safely. Like,
that's what I'm
someone
saying.
that passes me on a fucking uphill, I'm like, I just want to throttle you, dude.
Right.
You don't know what's coming, and you're so dumb that you don't realize that you need to know that something's coming.
And you're risking other people's lives. That's the thing I hate.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Yeah.
But this dude fucking passed me, and I was like, I was just chilling. You know what I mean? It was in the morning. I was like, it was a good mood. So, because normally I'll like fucking, swerve a little bit or do something.
Yeah, you'll
just kind of freak him out. I'll just kill him. But this guy passed me, and then he like tries to like ride with them. Like he's like riding, you know how like you'll like fall back, like you'll, it's a couple. They're side by side in one lane, which is cool. And then every now and then they'll dip or whatever. Yeah. This dude's like coming into that like triangle, and I was just like, it's cringe.
Yeah, that
Like,
is cringy.
It bothered
I don't
the
even
fuck
like
out
to
of me.
like when we come to a stop sign or a stoplight and there's like, oh, there's a random motorcycle in front of me. Like, I'm not even gonna like pull up next to them. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to look at you.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
No, not at all. Although I do like the best thing is riding with like. So I ride with Nick a lot.
Yeah.
And Nick obviously has ridden motorcycles like his entire life.
Yeah.
And it's so fun to fucking just like cruise with your buddies side by
Right.
side on like
I
a
can
tight
see
ass.
that.
Like it literally feels like tandems.
Really?
Like
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
dude. Because it's like if I
You're
bobble or
paying-
you bobble,
We're going down.
yeah. And how
Right.
funny would that be? Like
Well, you're paying attention to what? Like the lines and everything.
you're paying attention to the lines. You're paying
Yeah.
attention to like you being close to that line or close
Right.
to this line, and
Right,
like
right.
yeah, it's a good time. And not even like racing. It's just like
Yeah,
or like
just
we
cruising.
do it just all the time, pretty much.
Yeah.
Like we're fucking yeah. It's fun.
So you think you'd be more into the bike stuff?
Yeah, like building more bikes because like my
Yeah.
second one that I'm building has been like slacking because of the drifting a lot. Like I haven't touched it in like 2 years or a year and a half probably, and I like built it in like probably 8 months from like boxes, and then I was like, all right, it runs, it rides. I proved to myself that I
Can
could
do
build it, and now I like haven't done the last 10% of like painting it and finishing it for the last like 2 years. Like last final bout, I was like, when final bout's over, or probably even like 2 final bouts ago, I was like, when final bout's done, I'm just gonna finish the bike.
Just yeah.
And then you
yeah.
get home from final bout and you're like, fuck, well, this other event's in 2 weeks and I got to do
Yep.
the fiberglass. And
Aw.
so I'd like to do that. And then
What else?
if I didn't have any hobbies, dude, I probably would just fucking work like crazy because that's what my dad did. Like I never realized it as a kid. Like I knew that he didn't like to have much fun and only liked to work.
Just a workaholic.
Like you take him to something
Yeah.
fun, and he
Yeah.
would like enjoy it, and he'd have fun for a couple hours.
Right.
But like he ain't looking for 2 days of fun in a row. Like no way.
Oh yeah.
And now that I like run the business, I'm like I could see how you could easily slip into no fun zone.
No
Like
fun.
there's
zone.
so much to do.
Yeah.
I have like the ability to take on so much work.
Yeah. Yeah.
and
yeah.
be so busy, which I do enjoy. And like when I'm there, like I'm kind of in this like I don't have to think about anything else except for the work I'm doing now. So I do. That's what I like
Right.
about it. So I can see how I could slip into that pretty easily.
You know, it's funny because you have this, like, you don't really sit still
Yeah.
vibe. Like when you come over to the house, it's like I could see like there's no like
I'm
you're
antsy.
You're antsy because I'm a chill person.
Yeah.
I'll fucking just I'm hanging out. Like I don't give a fuck, and I like to go with the flow. I like to do stuff.
Yeah, it helps you don't have a fucking dab rig upstairs. If there was a rig, I could sit on that couch with you for a few hours, bro.
See, I guess that makes sense. That makes
No,
But
I'm definitely I'm like that. You're right.
You're I could see you be like, all right, I'm gonna go.
Yeah, and
because
it's
you're like,
not-
I'm gonna go work on my car. Or
I
I'm gonna
just-
go. You like to get stuff done.
Yeah,
I can see
and
that.
I feel like the only time I don't have that feeling is after I get a bunch of stuff done.
Okay,
So,
then you like
and like I
chill.
want that feeling.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But it's like I take on too much. Probably I have too many things that like, dude. If I see a Z without an engine, like I have to go buy it. And I'll go buy it right now, and like we'll just drive there. And then
Right.
tomorrow I'm like, dude, you remember when you were stressed yesterday about the 25 things you have to do? You just made it 26,
Yeah, yeah.
and somehow you're gonna take 26 and put it at the front of the list.
Yeah. Like when you were at the shop, and then we get a call from the G35 owner down the street to.
Oh yeah.
James gets a message. He's like, "Hey, do you know this guy that just left a note on my car?"
Yeah. As I'm like going
saw-
home to do mad work.
Yeah,
yes.
you saw somebody's project car. And you're like, "Yeah, I'll buy that."
Oh, that's a moneymaker right there.
Funny.
Yeah.
I just laughed so hard. I was like, "That's a Mike thing."
But that's like how I feel like I'm able to afford like what we do. It's like if I don't stay busy, I mean, because half of the stuff I do is like either me doing it because I can or don't want to pay someone else to do it,
right.
and then the other half is me making money on the side of my
Right.
real job to be able to do it.
Yeah.
So
You're
that's
just a
how
hustler.
like
Yeah, you're a hustler.
yeah, I mean, like I definitely am blessed with like a good job and I can make my own schedule. But I think like 50% or if not more of it is definitely just like when you get done with work, you have to make money some other way.
Okay.
And hopefully the government doesn't get any of it. And then
Don't listen, government.
yeah, and then
Government.
like yeah, I mean, fucking if you need your exhaust welded, maybe instead of paying someone $100 to weld it, you should save up some money and buy a $300 welder.
Right.
Weld it yourself and then weld fucking 5 other exhausts.
And you paid for everything.
Paid for everything, and now you can buy a set of tires too.
Sure. Yeah, yeah. No, that's a cool way to look at it.
Is that
for
the pizza
sure.
you ordered?
What's that? No, that's my dryer.
Oh, your dryer sounds like a doorbell.
My dryer, my clothes are done. I needed to like do wash.
Dude, I got home
Right
from
before
Final
we go.
Bout and did 3 loads.
Yeah.
Like back to back to back. Which was very impressive, but I haven't. I think load number 3 is still in the dryer, and I didn't fold any of the other stuff.
I wish it was still in the washing machine.
Oh, I hate when I do
Dude, I
that,
forget
dude.
about it all the fucking
Like,
time.
and I'm now like to the point where like if I forget about it for like 4 to 5 hours, I'll rerun it.
Yeah, I'll rerun it too.
Yeah, for sure rerun
Yeah,
it.
I don't like that feeling. That's
I
just
hate
feel like
running.
it's gonna
Do you run the
smell.
dryer when you leave the house?
Dude, I gotta stop because I think about it then.
Yeah, fuck
I've
that.
been so we have cameras, so like
What the fuck's that gonna do?
Well, I look for like smoke or fire. You know
I
what
guess you
mean?
can call the fire department, but I feel like it's too late at that
Yeah,
point.
but I'm just I don't like doing it.
Yeah, I can't do it.
I
and
always-
then that's like when now I can't start the wash. Or if I already did and then I have to leave, I'm like, I gotta run it again.
Yeah. That's pretty
More
funny.
first world problems.
Yeah, exactly.
The dryer in my house. When do I get to use it?
Yeah, I don't have to go to a laundromat and sit there and wait. No shit. So what? Anything else going on? Like, what do you got? What's the dealio? Do you got anything that you want to bring up? You know, anything to plug? Anything that's been cool? Anything going on that you want to talk about?
I'm pregnant.
Let the people. I knew it. I knew it. You were distant. We had that hangout, and then you were gone.
Yeah, and it's yours. But what's new? I don't know.
Like any shout outs?
Shout out to everyone that came to my birthday party.
That was fucking awesome.
That was literally like
That was awesome.
easily the best birthday party I've ever had in my life.
Yeah,
And everyone there made it like it was because of them.
it was cool.
Yeah, that was sick. And
That
the
was
whole
fun.
pig got eaten. I was pretty
Did
pumped
it?
about that. Yeah, 100-pound pig. Every pig got
Wow.
eaten. I was stressed that
You thought there was
I
gonna be
was-
a lot of food,
I
a
was
lot of
buying
pig.
too much pig.
Okay.
And I was stressed that I was having way too many people in my house.
Yeah.
And it was going to get fucking trashed.
Yeah, respectful people.
Dude, literally, my sister said to me, she's like, you're 30 years old, like, you have respectful friends at this point, or you
Yep.
wouldn't, like, you're not the kind of guy that hangs out with people that aren't, so.
Yeah, you're not in your 20s where there's like a freshly.
Yeah, like, I had an
21-year-old.
apartment when I was 19 with 3 of
Yeah.
my buddies, and, like, fucking, we put holes in the walls, and, like, everyone that
Exactly.
came over would, like, yeah, fuck that shit. So that was really cool. I had a really, really good time, and that was, like, the best party I've ever had, so. But now I want to have, like, a pig roast every year.
It was, yeah. I mean, I think you should.
I think I should, and I'm just not going to put as much, like, effort into the whole thing. I think I go get the pig roaster.
Let
I make sure the
everybody
place
else-
is, like, clean.
Everybody else needs to bring.
And then everyone else brings stuff.
Yes,
But, like,
for
I can
sure.
handle that. But I was,
Yep.
like, I prepped the fucking shop for, like, days. And,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
So that was cool. Other than that, I'm just going to keep, I really want to, I have so many projects I want to finish. I want to finish the hatch that I daily, which is just like a small winter refresh, get everything on that, and really want to finish my motorcycle. I'm going on a motorcycle trip in a few weeks in New Hampshire.
Cool.
That'll be fun.
We're at New Hampshire.
It's called Laconia, I believe. And I
Okay.
think Mount Washington's up there too.
Okay.
I think we're riding up that. I don't know. I
I'm
didn't.
not sure how close Jake is, Limiter Jake.
Oh yeah.
But he's in New Hampshire.
I'll have to give him a shout.
Yeah. He'd, I'm sure,
There by
love it
Boston.
if you. Yeah, I don't know why I said it like that. New Hampshire. But if you're going up and he's close, I'm sure he would love for you to stop by.
Yeah, I'll give him a
pretty
shout.
sick.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bought a Gold Wing the day after that party.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Just to go on this trip.
Oh really? That's.
I
okay.
have 4 other buddies that all have them. They're like, you can't bring the chopper because we don't want to stop to refuel.
Lazy boys just driving up.
Dude, it is like a fucking lazy
I
boy.
believe
It's the
that.
best $900 I ever spent. I got it so cheap.
That's what I'm so old that like I mean I don't ever want to get into motorcycles. I think they're fucking cool. I actually am mad at myself. I never rode one. Closest thing I ever rode was
You got to ride the pit bike.
never even rode a pit bike.
You gotta
Dude,
ride the pit bike.
closest thing was a scooter that I rented at the beach. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's pretty
as
fun.
far. I had an incident on a 4-wheeler, 3-wheeler when I was really young.
Yeah, they're easy to have
and I
incidents
just
on.
and I ate it. You know, I ate it really bad. I was little.
Yeah.
So it scared me.
Yeah.
So I was just like, yeah, that's not for me.
I wasn't like scared of dirt bikes or anything, but I didn't have dirt bikes when I was a kid. I'd get to like ride them every now and then, but they weren't like, I kind of did, I think I probably flipped back on one, like, so I had like a respect for the dirt bikes.
Yeah.
But then when I got a pit bike and you're like an adult, and you have this little fucking dirt bike.
It looks so funny.
Dude, the disrespect you can give that thing, and it will
Really?
just like if you
Yeah.
fucking fall on the pit bike, like you probably aren't falling that far or that
Sure.
fast.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
You usually laugh on the way down, but you can just like beat the piss out of those
Yeah.
things, and they just.
I should try. I never did. And I
You
should.
can also putt around with it. Like
Yeah, you don't have to.
my
like,
sister
be
rides
ripping
my
it.
pit bike around. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, you should definitely come over and ride it.
Yeah, I should do that. I forget. But yeah, I always thought like, what would I?
You're pretty mean on a mountain bike.
I do. Yeah, I can ride. Like
Yeah.
I can ride.
You took me on those off-road trails.
Oh, we did do that, didn't we? Yeah. Yeah, I can ride like a bike because I used to BMX, like
Yeah.
do a bunch of stairs
Hardcore.
and stuff. Yeah, I did like one rail. You know what I mean? But then I would jump stairs and pop both tires because I was 250 pounds since I was a little boy. So
Yeah.
I just like I'm done. I'm
I think
over
stairs
this.
are why I have bad knees.
Probably.
Jumping downstairs on the bikes.
Yeah. But yeah, I wanna try that. But I was always thinking like, what would I get? And I was like, in my 40s now, it'd be a fucking lazy boy on 2 wheels. You know what I mean?
Oh, dude, it's
and
like
those things are crazy.
Fucking, I put
sat nav.
I put
and like
4
whatever.
speakers on the bitch. Oh, mine's from '96. I ain't got that,
Oh,
but
yeah.
I put
But I'm
fucking
saying that they
speakers on
get
it. It's
nuts.
sick. Oh yeah, my phone can sit on it. Like the windshield alone. I've never had a motorcycle with a fucking windshield, which is crazy to say.
Does it have a wiper?
No,
That'd be
but
amazing. I've seen some that like, yeah.
that'd be funny. But it's sick, dude. Like the wind doesn't hit you; it goes right over your head. I'm
Wow.
Like, oh, this is comfort.
Yeah.
It's not on your hand. Like all of a sudden, you can ride in 25 degrees colder
Right.
weather, which is also really cool.
Yeah.
Like you can ride longer then.
That's cool. Yeah, I'm staying away.
Yeah,
Also,
I'm
it's
with
another thing to customize. I have a problem where I go 100% in.
Oh, I
into
told
something,
myself when I bought this Goldwing, it's like fluids,
stay in
and then I
stock.
put $40 speakers on it.
Right.
And I was like, that's
That's
it.
it,
Like this is
yeah.
not a project. This is not a money pit. I put brakes and tires on it too.
Yeah, safety stuff. makes
Essentials,
sense.
yeah.
Right, essentials. Their shit.
Yeah.
So anything else? I mean, you're big into like, I know you were collecting like rattlesnake tails for a little bit and
Raccoons, live ones.
whips.
Yeah.
No, but you have any?
What have I been?
What's the future? I mean, you got anything cool? So we're plugging. So the Drift Team Haze is going to be going other places this year. So that's cool.
Yeah.
So if you're around those places, make sure you go out.
Oh yeah,
and
definitely
visit
come
them.
check us out for
Yep.
sure. I do plan on getting some new merch out soon.
Cool.
I still have to I got some ideas, but we got to put them down.
Yeah.
We're probably not going to re-up much on the last stuff.
Yep.
Maybe a little bit, but
Move into something new.
moving something
Right.
new. We've had the old design for a long time
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
We're pretty much through our inventory, so I'm gonna get some new stuff coming out there
Oh, yeah.
soon, hopefully. I think the guys are just looking. We're all just looking to have a good time as far as like everyone's cars are pretty much complete, which is nice. So we can kind of take a break. Like I really want to take a break from working on this stuff.
Right.
I want to finish the bike that I haven't finished. I want to enjoy the summer with the boys, even if we're not at an event. Like all the cars at the barbecue, that's always fun.
Yeah. Let's do that this summer too.
Heck yeah, dude.
Let's do like cool hangs.
Yeah.
Car
Dude, I'm gonna get a new grill. That's what's gonna be new soon.
Ooh.
Yeah. If I didn't, I would actually get it on the way home if I would have thought it. Probably.
Oh really?
Yeah, I need a new grill. I bought a new van today for work.
Oh.
That's new. My newest vehicle, 2022.
The best part of like getting older, which is hilarious, is like, dude, I just bought a fucking sick van.
Dude, I'm pumped
but I
on my
mean,
new
it's
van.
for work.
It's so
for
comfortable.
work, but it's also hilarious.
Yeah, but what's funny is I'll probably drive it
You
more out of
probably- you
any
will.
other vehicle I
Yeah.
own. Dude, the leg room in that thing, I'm like fucking pushing the gas pedal down with my toe. I'm pumped. No, I just want to keep growing, moving up and forward. I really don't know, dude. Honestly, like I'm kind of at a point in my life where I can kind of go like anywhere I want,
Yeah.
which is nice. And I'm just waiting for it to like, that's the move right there.
Yeah.
Because other than
Just
that, I'm
riding.
having a great time.
Fuck yeah.
Like,
Well, you've always had a positive, and it's funny because like in the video I just edited, is I'm like, the greatest guy in drifting right here, Mr. Mike. Like, but you have like a positive energy, which is cool. Even when shit's like sucks.
yeah, because
it does suck.
Yeah,
Sometimes.
lots of stuff sucks, dude.
Yeah.
But the only way that it's not going to not suck is if you just fucking man up and handle it.
Right.
And generally fucking getting moany or in a bad attitude about it's not going to help it out at
Yeah.
all. And like I'm not happy all the time for sure, dude. But
Yeah.
you just, I don't know. Tomorrow's another day. Although you probably shouldn't wait till tomorrow to solve the problem. You know what I mean?
Right.
But when tomorrow comes, if you're halfway done with solving the problem, you're going to be halfway in a better mood.
Yeah. No, you've always been a positive, and we joke around a lot about, you're the best haze, but we won't say that.
No way, dude. Jeff's the best.
Jeff is awesome.
He's
Jeff is super
everyone's
awesome.
fucking right hand man.
He
like that
he
dude,
really is. He really is.
He takes care of everyone and somehow takes care of himself too. And
Yeah.
I think I get to be lucky enough where I get to help everyone. I mean, we are all helping each other out a lot, but he's always there for you, which is cool.
Yeah. It's just your attitude. You have a really good attitude, so it's nice. It's refreshing.
Yeah, because
You know
I
what I mean?
hate people that have bad attitudes, dude. Nothing worse than trying to help someone who doesn't want to help themselves.
Yeah.
I'm always down to help someone, but it's like as soon as you're fucking
Right.
not trying to help yourself or
Yeah.
you got excuses for why you can't be helped, I'm like,
Yeah.
catch you
You
later.
really do. You are. That is nice, too.
I'm pretty
That's-
easy to cut someone off.
Yeah, which is, I mean, you have to. But, like, you are very quick to jump in. Like, I think this last event, you were under Dylan's car. You were helping Chad.
Yep.
Like, you know, you're there with your car, too, but, like, you didn't even give a shit. Like,
Yeah, for
and
sure.
That's something that, like, I don't know, you've always been, like, when we talk about community.
What's half the fun of the
That's-
drift events?
But I'm saying that's community.
Those are the
though,
memories
too.
you remember.
Right.
I don't remember like every fucking lap I get. I do remember like when I helped you change that axle and showed
Right.
you how
It
to
got
do
you
it.
back out on track.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, dude,
exactly.
When, at Vibes, when Xenophone fucking ripped his subframe apart somehow in that Z. And
Somehow. You know how. It's
Yeah.
fucking Chris.
he was so bummed and pissed off. And I was like, dude, it's fucking like day one. You can find a subframe. And he found one. He's like, I'm going to go buy this fucking subframe. It's like a 3-hour round trip.
Yeah.
That was a pretty good Chris. And I was like, I got you. Don't even worry. And Jeff and I just hopped underneath that car and everything was out before he gets back. And it's like,
No shit.
dude, I don't even remember anything else that happened at that weekend. But I remember that. And I'm not going to forget that one for a long time.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah.
Those
It's always,
moments are cool.
yeah, it's more fun to fucking help people than to fucking be a grouch, in my opinion. But yeah,
Well, we appreciate you. I know for sure.
yeah,
Like your attitude, you bring like a better mood to the stuff. You know.
yeah, that's fun. It's always nice to like when you show up and you high five like Chad or something and he's smiling instead
Yep.
of being in like, oh, why you
Right.
sad, buddy?
Right.
But yeah, so I don't know. Definitely shout out to everyone on my team, everyone on your team. It's always like I said, it's fun that we live so close together. Like
Yeah. We're lucky.
so lucky. Like all these people have teams and they only see each other at the events. They don't get to like experience each other outside of that, which I guess can sometimes be a good thing maybe, but probably not. Like I don't have any like resent towards any of our friends or anything. I'll hang out with them all day long.
yeah.
But shout out to all them people. Shout out to GK Tech for helping out with the team. That's definitely nice. Shout out to Blaux Turbo for helping out the team. Shout out to Chase Bays for helping out with the team. And shout out to our tuner, John Kerr, JK Tuned.
Who will never hear this?
Never hear it, but the people that do hear it, that need their car tuned, fucking take it there. Because we have a track record of cars that work.
Yeah.
That Miata was tuned one time, and look what I did to it, and it still works. My car was tuned a few different times, but that's because I upgrade stuff, and
Yeah,
it always works. So,
Corolla was tuned in 2 years of beating the shit out of that thing, and
yeah.
it was good. Just a turbo went, like
Right.
nothing to do with his tune. Like he was.
Yeah. So that's definitely shout to him because
Yeah.
without all of those people, like all of this drifting stuff would be way harder.
Yeah.
Shout out to my family because they
Hell
hook it
yeah.
up big time.
Yeah, your family's cool.
Yeah, big supporters. I had dinner with them tonight.
Nice.
That was nice. And yeah, I don't know, man. Thanks for having me. This is fun.
Of course. Yeah. It's always a pleasure to hang out.
Yeah.
I figured you'd be the best one to do this with because it's like, you know, we can sit down and you're super close. And not that it wouldn't, but imagine if something got fucked up.
Oh yeah.
You didn't drive 3
I feel like
hours.
I feel like we could
or
talk for
something.
another 3 hours, which I think is how long we talked for, which is crazy.
We're about 2.
And we wouldn't mention much of what we already talked about.
Yeah. No, this is a good one. So I'm stoked. I'm sure people are gonna want to listen to this. So that's
I doubt that.
No, they will.
Dude,
They
they're
will.
gonna get fucking 5 minutes in and be like,
Nope.
what's this guy rambling about?
You know, I am so surprised at the shit that we get. Like
Yeah.
people are like, "Yo, that was such a good pod,"
Yeah.
and I'm like, really?
We didn't talk about anything car related, or we didn't talk about any of this.
Yeah, you just never know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it doesn't because we're just hanging out. So like you don't think that somebody would want to listen to us just hanging out,
Yeah.
but they do. You know,
Yeah.
because it's a different perspective. It's different like attitudes. It's different like everything. It's
And it gets you thinking, like I was talking about earlier.
correct. Yeah, it's really cool. So no, I appreciate you coming on. I appreciate you being the first one in this series. So these are gonna be the solos. So it's kind of cool, monumental to have like want to have the homies first because why not?
Yeah.
But I have guests lined up, already that are going to be traveling. So I want to make sure that it works good. So I figured, what better to do than just bring on, a close friend that's also lives really close.
That's sick. You're gonna have a good time talking with everyone.
I'm stoked. It'll be really fun. But thanks,
Who you
dude.
gonna talk about? You gonna say who who might be coming up?
Oh, we got a whole bunch. Like
Yeah?
a whole bunch. Yeah, I talked to Nap. Nap's going to come.
Oh,
so.
fuck yeah.
Yep. And the cool thing is, hopefully when we do these, I can also integrate hangs. You know what I mean? So like if Nap comes up,
Oh, then we can all hang out.
we can do the pod.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
And then let's go eat. Let's go.
Let's go to my driveway.
Let's go fucking drink Mike's driveway.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, that'd be funny. But no.
That is sick.
Yeah.
You
Thank
should
you
have
so
Jordan
much.
on.
Yeah, Jordan's coming on.
It'd be fun to talk
I don't
to
know if
for
he's
a
going to
while.
actually come on, but I have like this list of people that they don't know that they're coming on, but
Okay.
like they're in the fucking books.
Hell yeah.
Because I just figure I'm going to pull, you know.
You don't know, but this day
Yeah.
you're busy.
Yeah.
That's
You're
funny.
fucked. But thank you, and thank you to everybody that listens. Check out Mike. Mike is on Drift Team Haze, so you can follow the Haze Instagram. Do you guys have a website to buy merch or anything?
Just DM the team page.
DM the team page?
Unfortunately, I'm the one that will fucking probably message you back and get it shipped to you.
And then you have your own personal
Yeah,
Instagram.
which is the team page just hit 10K, so that's kind of neat.
Hell yeah.
Like literally
Congrats.
last night.
Did it really?
Yeah, like we didn't like know or care or anything, and then like we started getting DMs, and we're like, oh, that's kind of neat. I guess
That's
people
awesome.
care, like not care
Yep.
about that, but like that is. I don't care about social media or the internet thing, but like it is kind of neat that 10,000 people like what we have going on,
Exactly.
and we didn't try to do anything different.
Right.
And like we don't sell T-shirts to get rich,
Right.
And like literally, we generally don't like fund much with them anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But it's really cool when you show up to an event and like you see
see-
your
oh,
shirts
dude.
on people you don't know, or like, dude, I'm not that big of a gambler. I've been at the casino before. Random people I don't know, Haze T-shirt on, and you're
Yeah.
like, yo, what the fuck? That's cool.
Yep.
So that is it's neat for sure. So
It's
if
a
you guys want
vibe.
some merch, hit us up. But also at the same time, go follow all the individual members on the team, I guess.
Yeah.
And
Hell yeah.
yeah, and if you like anything we're doing or something you think we should do, let us know. I guess we probably won't listen to you, but I'll read it. Maybe we'll laugh at you.
Yeah, nice. Cool. So yeah, and if you like these individual pods, please let me know. These are going to go, of course, on Patreon first, so leave a comment there. Then it's going to jump on to the YouTube and Spotify. But yeah, make sure you follow the Spotify, follow the Instagram, follow all of the socials. Do the like and subscribe bullshit, because it does actually help get in front of more people. And we don't really care as well, if you notice, because I don't
It gets you opportunity sometimes. Like we get to go places. I feel
opportunity and
I
like
want to
information
so
spread.
bad. We're never gonna end this. I want to so bad delete
Let's keep going.
like social media. If
you
we could all
really?
go back to old phones, I would.
Yeah.
But like the amount of stuff I buy and sell on Marketplace, like
It's a
almost funds
necessity.
all of my drifting.
Yeah.
And then if you need a part, where are you gonna look?
Right. Nobody's gonna pay for Craigslist anymore, because now Craigslist you have to pay for it.
Right. So there's nothing even good on there to
Bullshit.
find. And then like you get your eyes, or someone sees what you're doing, you get eyes on what you're doing, and you get the invite to go places like Appalachia. And it's
Yep.
like, if I didn't have an Instagram with my videos in it, or like a way for someone to DM me or something, like I probably wouldn't be there. So
Yeah, social media sucks, but the opportunities and the community that can actually get formed and the friendships is neat.
Yeah.
It's the rest of the bullshit that sucks.
it's just so like fucking brain rot. Yeah.
Yep. Toxic.
Yep.
Yeah, so make sure you follow everybody and do the thing, and also spread the word, spread the love. That's what it's about. So that's what we're doing here.
That's a song, I think.
That's a song.
Spread love.
Sing. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. See you later. Bye.
Peace.